Yeah.
Yeah, well, because like, for example, in the upstairs of my house, if I'm watching like Twitch or something, it'll drop the signal every so often. I'll have to refresh it.
You
So
should set up like a mesh network.
A mesh network?
Yeah.
It's out of your...
Those are not colored.
You think he's some sort of hacker?
my matrix is -2.
You just get like Google Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Your mind is 2, but your matrix is minus 2.
If that ends up working fine, that's okay.
Those are not colored ones.
Cool,
those are just the regular ones.
I only like colored ones. Let it be known.
$62 for the colored ones. A little bit more pricey. I mean, what are they like?
All across your condo.
$30 each.
Yeah, at least something like that. It's crazy.
I mean, the Echo Dot right now is $20.
Are we playing
This
on
game.
Labor Day?
When's Labor Day? September?
Yeah, end of the month.
3rd or something, or
I think I'm gonna be missing.
isn't it a Monday?
It is a Monday. It's
always a
always
Monday.
a Monday.
It's always a Monday.
It's the 2nd, I think.
Like a real far out.
I would assume not,
Yeah.
and that'll give you a week to like kind of
Isn't
work
that-
on
I was
setting
saying,
up
isn't that
your,
when you're
your
moving?
place. Yeah.
I'm moving.
That
Closing is on the 30th.
Oh, okay.
So the weekend, Labor Day weekend is
30
when you'll be moving in.
Yes.
So
Yep.
31st, 1st. Yeah, you'll be moving out. Well, on the weekend at least, though, not on Labor Day. Technically.
Well, you want some time after you move in to unpack everything and stuff.
Gotta have stuff.
He just has sweet and sour packets and
Oh,
Since
If you
you
guys,
wanted
if you
sweet
guys
and
said we're playing on Labor Day, we'd play on Labor Day.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's
No,
pretty. That's pretty tough.
So like, I
Usually
would,
there's
What
grill
happens on
outs.
Labor Day?
Grill outs.
I'd just say
Day drinking.
Kind of.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
rule out some sort of
Okay,
activity,
from
I can see. Yeah,
happening
maybe
to work.
something that not as structured.
or even just, or maybe not
Well,
on
if
Labor
like
Day
half of
itself.
us don't make
Yeah.
it, if 3 people or 4 people want to.
Like,
Real casual.
I'll definitely be available to help you do some moving stuff,
Me
but
too.
I can't guarantee that we'll be playing on that day.
You'll still be recovering from Gen Con.
A
No,
month
that-
later. That's a whole month.
I'm not sure you understand what happens at Gen Con.
Board games wise, I mean, Adam, you will be recovering.
After you get that
so,
slouch.
for a month from
You
Gen
get a
Con.
month to recover.
Gen Con slouch.
Get the Gen Con slouch. You'll need recovery time.
Straighten up. Oh my god, that lady.
The poop?
That lady with the Gen Con, the original Gen Con slouch.
Trying to imagine.
Has anyone got?
I mean,
Has anyone?
wow.
I remember that.
Who was that?
She had like scoliosis, and you're like, I just want to like grab her by her arms and like.
kick her in the spine or
That
something.
wasn't me.
Wasn't it? Who else was it? Was it you?
Yeah.
I think it was Tom. Yeah.
Thomas was gonna straighten her out.
Yeah.
This is what I.
I don't I know it's
I remember
like
that now.
stomp
Yeah.
on her back.
Yeah, I think he used that word stomp.
Yeah, the
Stomp on
It's
her
it's a really Dark Knight Rises style, like,
Yeah.
zombie.
Pretty sure,
like,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure you said you want to like grab her arms and then
Yeah,
stomp on her
stomp
back.
on her back. Like,
Yeah.
That's the treatment.
It just looks like
The
that's
scoliosis.
That's how you fix scoliosis.
I remember the comment happening, but not seeing the woman.
Yeah.
The only one I remember is that one coughing lady and
Oh,
and
God.
poop.
Wait,
Poop
what?
stain.
We
Remember
were
the
at one of
coughing
those-
one that just was hacking it up.
We were like
across-
a circular table or something, and near our normal
Oh.
place.
In the cafeteria area?
Yeah, and she was just like,
Yeah.
it sounded
For
like
like
she had some
20
terrible
minutes.
Well,
lung disease.
And when you witness stuff like that, you're just thinking like, I am guaranteed to get the Gen Con cold
Yeah.
like this year.
I wanted
like-
to grab
yeah.
her arms and stomp on her back.
Stomp on her back. It was like 5 minutes straight at least.
It was
more than
felt
that.
longer than that.
Has anyone actually gotten like a con fever?
No.
Yeah.
I've been fortunate
No.
to
I
not.
don't get sick.
Yeah.
I don't want to jinx it though.
I think what
Too late
happens,
now. Now it's too late.
any pathogens and bacteria that we intake, you just cleanse it with the Long Island iced tea, and
The
it resets your
enormous
yeah.
amount of.
It
I
does.
remember
Yeah.
hearing about other people being sick, like in line to get will call. Like,
Oh yeah,
someone,
he's like, I'm burning up right
yeah,
now.
but he's like sweating. He's
beads
like,
of sweat.
he's like, they're sweating so much.
To not
I
have
say,
to do
doesn't
that.
there's like a
here.
massive amount of people
So
there
nice.
too, though. Like all the
Oh,
body
there's
heat
like
is like
60,000 or more people there.
yeah. So it's
something
like
that.
beside you could just like naturally just be like overheated
we're just
from
going
all
to
the
the-
people.
we're
I
just
mean,
going to
you're
the
not
hotel
like
and playing
always like
games.
cramped.
Yeah, crammed, right.
But there are people.
There are people.
There are people.
There are always people.
I mean, this was the cool of night. I think he remarked how sick he was though too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's real bad then.
It's just like why?
That's what you want to hear in public spaces.
Okay.
That's not what you want to hear anywhere. Like right now, you wouldn't want someone like, dude, I don't feel so good. Get out. Like that day when we were gonna still go. And Katan's like, I don't know if I really. I mean, I wasn't sick, but I don't really know if I want whatever's going on in this
You were
house.
a carrier.
I was, yeah.
You were gonna deliver those germs straight to Thomas.
So
Straight to town.
did
And then straight
everybody
to Nate, and then down the line.
did everybody
Wow.
have an opportunity to look at Signal Chat?
Zach has not.
The mission
Shut up! I read it.
Good. Yes, I read.
Good. Well, then we can get started. So right now it is
Wednesday.
7:26.
Oh, yeah.
it is many things. It is August the 22nd. It is in the morning. You guys are all in London, and these are you basically can decide at what point you want to leave for the Atlantic Socialist Republic. Once you leave this area, obtaining certain things may not necessarily be more difficult, but you have a few more networks, especially for you Cork guys in the area. So, Phil, as team leader, you're responsible for getting the job.
Oh shit.
And since you have no
Was
handler,
he just the official leader now?
Now?
he's
always
always
been
kind of been that. Yeah.
He's just-
You will need to formalize the deal and get the job.
Even though I think Thomas is technically more.
Oh, yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Wait a
Stat
second, I
wise.
think we passed leadership to
Although-
Thomas. Remember?
If you
If
would
I
like to
just-
designate
if I
him,
just tell you to take the call, you can take a +1.
Oh yeah, because we planned it.
That is
Oh,
true.
He's
He's
a
like
he's got
behind
the
you,
leader
but-
power.
But aren't
I
you
lead from
really
the
good
back,
at the
the
thing?
puppeteer.
What
I lead
is
from the
getting
back.
paid? Does it
I
make
think-
you roll a certain
I think at the
stat?
end of last session.
nope, getting paid has nothing to do with any of your
But if you get the
attributes.
+1 from it, that would be the one addition that could be added to
Yeah.
it technically. Well then, yeah, just do that. He just looks at you and just like.
Because I remember it was like you guys were trying to argue for Gug not to get an equal share. I was like, if he gets an equal share, you can be leader.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, the whole concept, I think, of why we said he should be so all instructions are coming from him technically.
So we get that.
So you always get the
So we
+1.
get his
Alright.
planning ability.
That's why I think
Okay.
we.
Well, you take me, tell me to take the job. We'll
I
take
can
the
try
job.
it.
You're gonna get the job, Thomas.
I'll get the job.
We're trying
He'll get
rotational
the
leadership
job.
strategy.
LB.
That is the initials of your contact. So you may roll your edge.
Edge.
I'm an edge master.
That edge lord. Oh my god.
Oof, it's good.
11.
Oof, that's good.
I saw the 6. I saw the 6, and then.
And that's bad. 6 is bad.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's great.
He just went
Well,
oof. Like it was bad.
The employer is already identifiable. That's your freebie. So
Take it again, just in case.
yep, you could.
How
You can
Find
you-
out who the real
You
employee
have
is.
so
Right.
much edge. You should be leading everything in the world.
So
I
know.
know, I've been saying that forever.
you choose 3
You
from
have
this list.
Yeah.
Employer provides useful information. Employer provides useful assets. The job pays well, or the meeting doesn't attract attention.
I think. How much? I get 2?
You get 3.
Oh my god.
And you already know who the people are.
Info and pay for sure.
Okay.
What were the others?
Gear.
Or attention?
Yep.
We don't
I think attention. Yeah.
Yeah.
So intel, pay, and no attention.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You get this added intelligence forwarded to you. Our cyber team has learned that New Orleans civic authorities will be disabling power and emergency services as of August 27th. We have not yet announced this to the public. This date presents a reasonable window for the intended transfer of the mini reactors. Also, Dwayne Quaid, a local gang leader, has been identified as a community menace planning to organize a grand looting coinciding whenever the power gets shut down. It's likely Quaid does not yet know of this date, but at any rate could be a useful distraction to utilize in your mission.
Did anyone get all that? I just wrote down Dwayne Quaid.
I did too.
All
You
right.
got the date.
August 27th.
Yeah.
That's
It's the
when
22nd right
transfer
now.
is
Yep.
supposed to happen.
What?
Is that when the transfer is supposed to happen?
That's when they think it might happen.
because the power's going on.
Yeah.
Was that everything?
That was what you get from your bonus intel.
And Dwayne Wade.
And Dwayne Quaid.
Dwayne
What is he again?
He is a local gang leader who seems to be rallying the greater New Orleans community for a mass looting,
Okay.
and could be a useful distraction to utilize.
My God.
Did my transaction actually go through?
Yes, you've received the credits.
Good.
What transaction was
None
that?
of your business stuff.
Oh my
But
God.
Studs wants to
It's
know,
last will.
not William.
None of yours.
None of your business or your
Backdates,
character's business.
notarizations of shit.
Backdoor sale.
Now, how are we getting to New Orleans? Plane?
That is entirely up to
Train
you.
or automobile?
But
I think that's probably better than
plane would be the most convenient from
Parachute.
London.
It would
We
still
get
be a
our-
plane.
Yeah.
So
my
if we
car shipped.
are
That would take a
arranging
long
our
time.
own transport there,
Yep.
we could take that same way home, as long as the reactors, if any, are on that ship.
If you get the reactors to the extraction point, that's the primary objective.
Okay.
Get them on the ship.
Where are we right
Get
now?
on the ship.
You're in London.
Oh shit. I'll just spend all the money on this car.
So let's get a plane.
Yep. You can just take a basic commercial airliner out there. The airport.
That would be some real basic bitch shit.
Yep. But you will not be arriving on
Flying
a
coach,
on a Lionel airplane.
which is what we want.
Yeah,
We don't
because
want
you'd be able
anybody
to
to know.
right.
Don't want to start global war.
Well, let's
No.
just get a private plane.
We'd like to hire a private plane.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Got that cash lying around.
Are we supposed to
Wait.
disguise ourselves too?
Yeah.
You really
Yeah,
want to come in on
I
a
mean,
private?
who knows our face though?
I don't know if we get.
Other corpse, maybe?
We're supposed to like
I'm gonna make you another corpse.
change your name and shit.
The whole you
Yeah,
leaning
well,
over
well,
to get
yeah,
out of
eating
the thing,
Sour Patch,
and
yeah.
then staring at me
My
saying,
mouth all close to the mic and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you another corpse.
Mhm.
Yeah, we want, because we're gonna have fake sins.
Yeah, before or after we drive.
I assume we're giving them before we leave.
What's that?
Our fake Sims.
Well, you're requested to forward a photograph and what alias you'll be using to Leah Vanderfleet before you leave, so that she can have that reflected in your Sin profile. Oh wow, tickets are up for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood already.
Oh,
I'll be ordering those now.
Hold on. I would like to accept.
Okay. This is
The job or the picture? Sorry.
the film.
Little Hollywood.
Yep.
I don't know what that is.
It's the Tarantino 9, as I call it.
Leonardo DiCaprio
Yeah.
and Brad Pitt.
Those are people.
It is 2 weeks
Don't know
from
what it is,
tomorrow.
I don't know. Some person keeps telling me it's something about Charles Manson.
I mean,
It is.
It's a
Yeah.
Tarantino movie, so you either
But are either of them
interested in
Charles
Tarantino
Manson?
movies or you're not.
It
I don't know who that is.
like
Then no. Yeah,
it
no.
does
The answer is
play a
no.
large role in the plot, but in the
I mean, I've
marketing,
heard the
they're
name.
directly kind of downplaying that, so it's kind of a shocking
okay.
thing, like that happens like
Okay.
2/3 of the way into
See,
the
I
movie.
didn't know who directed any of those.
At
I
least
just
that's
know
what it
he's a
appears
director.
to be,
Yeah.
like kind of the technique here. So
Faithfully.
that was the worst movie
Shut
I've ever seen.
I know it's like 2 hours and 40
Wait,
minutes,
what
but I never
movie?
saw it.
Hateful Eight. It was
4
not
hours,
good.
40 minutes too long.
Wow, that's
No, I
unfortunate.
didn't even
I was
just going
fe-
off as
I was feverish when I watched it, so I don't know. I was entertained at the time.
Yeah,
He was in the slouch.
I think
Crazy
feverish.
shit happening.
He
right
was
now.
slouching.
I think feverish is an appropriate state of mind for that movie. It kind of is like a long fever dream
Yeah,
type
it just
thing.
keeps getting more and more ridiculous. And Samuel Jackson started talking about his cock.
Yeah, when he forced fellatio on that guy. Yep.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
Just like DMX.
Yeah, put it in your mouth. That's right.
Jesus.
Yikes.
Big yikes.
All right. So
I'm glad I missed it.
if you are using an alias, you can let me know what your name will be.
Frank Miller.
Okay.
Why not Gardener? Isn't that already an alias?
Well, that's
That
not
is a very well known.
that's not acceptable on an ID
I've
card.
never heard you. I've never heard of you.
What if I go by Gug backwards?
Gay.
You could
How
put
about
Gay.
yeah,
Same
or
letters,
just
but
put a
the
little
letters-
accent above the U.
Yeah, we'll put an umlaut
All
over
right,
the
there
U.
you go. Goog. There we go. Perfect. No one will suspect a thing.
From Deutschland, whatever Germany would be now.
I will go by Timothy Turner.
Okay.
Very odd parents.
I was just saying Timmy Turner.
Yeah, but the adult version.
Oh, the adult.
Nice.
Could be Jeremy Fish.
I think I saw that video. Fairly Odd Parents, the adult version. Oh my god.
We're talking adult.
Okay.
I will be.
They made them like more grown up one, I think, or something too.
Yeah. I don't know if you're missing his point.
No, I understand what point he's making.
I will be John Small.
Yeah, you will.
It's perfect misdirection. No one will be threatened by a man named John Small.
It's
Your
true.
last nickname was Todd Large. Where are you going, man?
Next, it's gonna be something medium.
John Average.
John Average, yeah.
John Small.
No, it has to be something different than John.
Okay, Mike Average.
Mike Average, yeah.
Mike who?
Mike Hagar.
Mike Average.
Okay. And then, are any of you making modifications to your appearance?
I'll dye my hair.
Okay.
Hmm.
So Gug's like
See what
probably
it's
a
like.
solid brown, and now
Yeah,
he's
I'll go
going
blonde.
to.
How
Okay.
long a time do you think has passed since our last mission? And when we would have gotten this briefing?
It's been like 4 days since your last mission.
I'll grow a beard.
That's what I was gonna do. Grow a beard. Mustache.
Okay.
I will have awkward male pattern baldness and
That, okay,
and
but
a
what?
poorly
But
grown
what
are you
about?
changing?
and a
but what
poorly
are you,
grown mustache.
what are you adding?
In addition to right now in the game, Just make me look like what's that
Okay.
one comedian?
Yes.
Carrot Top.
The guy who feminism
Neil
again. Louis C.K.
Neil Hamburger.
Real hamburger.
What?
It's not a real human being.
No,
There's
that
no
cannot be a
person
real person.
on this planet.
That's his name.
I've never heard of that person.
I'm looking him up.
Shit.
Is his name Neil Hamburger?
Arnold Braunschweiger.
World famous comedian.
Yeah.
Cone of phrase.
What the stuff?
Making shit
Fuck
up.
it.
Yeah, Neil Hamburger.
Alright, I looked up Neil Ham.
He's not kidding.
Just make it just.
He's a fictional stand-up comedian and singer.
Oh, so he's not real.
created
That's what
and
we
portrayed
said.
by Australian-American entertainer Greg Turkington.
He doesn't make.
Right, so there's no human being on this planet named Neil Hamburger.
Yeah. So it's not, but it is a character.
I'm
I
gonna
guess.
get an angry comment on this video.
Some guy named
Doesn't
Neil
believe Neil
Hamburger.
Hamburger.
You disrespect the hamburger.
This is the
planet.
German thing from years ago all over again.
Remember I had a
Studs
comment,
rejected
you
it.
never
Somebody
watched
that
another
German
video.
guy that.
That's why all your channels didn't take off until
That's
now.
right.
I will shave my head and beard and everything.
All right.
That's
Full
eyebrows.
hairless.
Eyebrows.
Eyebrows.
too.
Coming hitman.
Yeah.
Just smooth eyes sticking out of
Okay.
a latex catsuit.
Why is it a catsuit now?
What's that
Always was.
disorder?
It's
That's
a
what it
gift
look
suit.
like. Ooh. We have a basketball player in the
Yeah,
Bucks who has
And
that.
it's not really a catsuit. That was just the
Was it,
fiction
some
that
Dominican
Adam
guy,
wrote.
Like he had some
It's
Spanish.
I would
sounding
assume it
name.
looks like.
I always want to say
military,
Uniesky
like, not
Bedencourt.
weird.
Yeah,
That's
no, that's
So,
a
yeah.
fur.
It's a stealth suit, so we're
Villanueva maybe was his
Yeah.
name,
But-
something like
He's
that.
got like goggles or some shit.
Not Anthony Mason.
Not Anthony.
Why do you know who Neil Hamburger
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
is?
Yeah.
I just don't get this.
The name.
Where did it come from?
Is that like a McDonald's character?
Where did you see him?
The
Phil
hamburger.
just,
Like I was in middle school. but I don't
Created this
remember.
Wikipedia page
Like,
just before he
Edited
came.
by
I will bring this guy up.
just to set up everything here.
That's what I
He
think.
preps it. Phil, it is true. You were the last one of us here. It's
Dropping these
interesting.
sick references on us out of nowhere.
There's an album called America's Funny Man,
Tell you.
1996,
He exists.
by Neil Hamburger.
He's real.
No, I don't believe it unless there's a real copy
say-
sitting in front of me.
You guys were
This
like,
sounds like some
you guys
old
were like
shit.
5 years old at that time.
Red skeleton or something.
In 1996,
Yes.
I was 8.
Okay.
Fucking
You're older
jackers.
than them. Adam's
Not by
born in
much.
1990.
1 year.
Why do you know my birthday?
Why do you know my birthday, cousin?
What are we doing?
We've been
Talking about Neil
six.
Hamburger all night.
Oh yeah.
Why is one of us not named Neil Hamburger?
How we get into alpaca farm?
God, I'm Timothy Turner.
I should
I'm
have been
Jeremy
a Neil
Fish.
Hamburger, but
I'm Frank Miller.
All right.
So how much it costs?
You put it loud above your you.
Yeah, to get a private plane.
Without a contact, it'll be more expensive than with a contact.
Anyone? Anyone?
I'm okay flying. Go.
Can't you get a contact
You
like,
can
at
too.
no cost?
What do you mean no cost?
Isn't that one of your moves?
No, that's
What
like
is this move?
That's not
I
yeah.
have all the moves on there.
Network of favors.
That's the pusher, I think. One of those.
Once
Pushy.
permission, you may declare and describe a new contact without incurring an obligation.
I don't have that move.
That's your default move, you fuckface.
That's who you are.
I think you know a pilot.
Without incurring an obligation.
I mean,
Wow.
He's never used that as a leader.
I can use that as a. I could call a contact. But if he's gonna do it without penalty, it would be easier for him.
Stupid.
But do we want to waste?
Neil Hamburger.
Do we want to waste
the
no
jet
penalty
pilot.
on this
Yeah,
though?
I
I think
can
it'd
call.
actually be better to
Is
wait.
this like the?
Well, because he said,
Actual
Yeah,
especially because we have
cosmic
very
sound
few
travel?
contacts
I
there.
don't think
This
so.
is
just to please your sense of comfort on a plane.
That is
I'm
true.
not gonna waste my power on you.
That's true.
It is
waste
true.
my
There's-
power.
I feel like there's no discernible difference in us getting there by private plane or coach.
What if we need a fast getaway?
You think
The
you
private
think
plane
you're buying
is
a
just
two-way?
waiting. The private plane is just waiting
We gotta
for us.
pay
Yeah,
for
I
it.
just-
Just wait for us.
For however
Sean,
long
I'll
it
just call
takes.
it.
That's
Do
gonna
the
be
contact thing.
How long
You're
do you
gonna
think
declare
this job
contact?
take?
Declare
Any
contact.
more
I
than
thought it
like
was
a
a long game.
Okay.
So the
Any more
backstory
than like a
will
good
They're
be
hour.
moving this stuff
during
on
like
the
my
27th. That's
operations
in
of
5
stealth
days.
missions.
What's today?
He was just,
22nd.
my
Oh,
go-to
okay.
stealth pilot
It's not a
in
week's job.
whatever.
I'm not-
All right.
I don't
you
know. It seems
third
silly.
party.
Like we,
He was
if we're
like
gonna
the-
put
That
these- we're gonna put
that
these
does
nukes
make a
on
He
little
was
more
my
our-
go-to
sense. Does make a
pilot.
little more
I'll
to
call
be
it
able
out.
to leave when we
He
want.
was like Tom
rather than-
Selleck's guy in
I mean, if
the
we're
FBI.
if we're putting like
Remember
nukes
the guy
on
who
this
flew
ship
the
or with
helicopter
these,
or
But
something
it
like
might
that?
might
come
Hey,
to
it's
the
great to have a
situation where we
reliable
blow
pilot
the
like
nuke.
that.
So,
Would you rather be in a
Well, the
car
G.I.
or in a
Joe guy who
can
flew
you
the
convince
helicopter.
this pilot or whoever owns
Fred
the
what?
plane that,
McCarthy.
yeah, just stick around. We'll pay you exorbitant
Did I
money.
like
I don't know how to
McCarthy,
pay
Rick?
all that.
Well, remove
Let's
the
just find out
exorbitant
what the
word.
word
Batman.
Let's just
Okay.
find out how
Loves
much it costs.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
Does this even need a
He's
contact, or can we just call someone?
Well, it'll
He said it would
If
come
you
back
need
to
to squeeze
the
into some
contact.
seat, I'll get my own
That means
plane
it'll cost
instead.
more.
Yeah.
we
Alright.
can see what it costs without first.
All right, what's the
You tried.
cost
You
about
tried
that?
to.
He's already
He
done
declared
that.
a
He
contact.
declared the contact.
Oh, while we're debating.
Just talking about it.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
talking and talking.
talking and talking.
So Fred McCarthy, contract pilot exists. To go to him, you have to hit the street
Hit it.
as a style move.
Style.
Gonna do real good here. Nope. Don't even matter what my style is, but it's negative.
no.
So that was a 4.
Okay. He does exist.
That's
But-
the first step.
He is on the other side of the globe, and it'll take him one day to get to London.
Oh, that's nothing.
We should just have.
Well,
fly
yeah,
straight. We
what-
should just fly coach there and have him fly there as well.
He can meet us for the return flight.
Okay.
That's
We'll
true.
fly
We
coach
could have
there.
it. We
We'll
could
take
set
one
him up.
way.
You
to
have
just
him,
do
you
it.
have him pick you up.
Yeah.
That would probably be better to stealth out. Than
That's actually
necessarily
most
stealth
cost
in.
effective.
We want to stay
Yeah,
under
they
the
can let
radar
wait not
coming
making
in.
money
So
all
let's
that
take a
time.
one-way
I
flight.
imagine if New Orleans is in the state they are, people coming in is kind of weird. Anyway,
It's good to think of such
Like,
things.
Well, we can
Because
land
so-
like in the swamp.
Taking a one-way
Land
flight
in the
would
swamp.
also be suspicious.
We just need a parachute
so we
out.
still need to buy a round trip.
So we
I
can
think
buy
we
a
buy a
round
round
trip.
trip.
Yep, and then they'll be looking for us, and we won't be there.
Right.
Okay.
We'll give it to some
Smart.
bums.
Smart
Say
move.
get out of here.
Yep.
Get out of New
Give
Orleans.
them our fake sims.
Yep.
Say,
You're goofy.
You're Frank Miller now.
you're
Goog.
I passed this skill on to you.
Blonde-haired German. Goog.
Goog.
I just pass all my crimes onto Goog.
He's your personal fall
My
guy.
own guy.
Yeah.
Phil tries to give some guy the name Tom Small.
After you
He
leave every
rejects
crime
it.
scene, you just write
John
Google was
Small.
here.
Goog was here with new love.
I really emphasize the umlaut.
Also, Phil, now that I
do like
realize
two like little skulls for the
Yeah.
dots or something.
John
Yeah,
Small has
remember
double
that.
meaning. I didn't think about.
John Small, yeah, John. Dick.
No, John.
I also was thinking Little
John
John from
Dick.
Robin Hood. What are you talking
What?
about?
It's like Johnny Wad.
Why is John Dick?
I don't know.
Isn't that a
Toilet
toilet?
Johnson?
Or like Richard, actually, that'd be Richard. Not gonna be Richard Small, that'd be strange.
Very strange.
Yeah, that would be ridiculous.
To have a normal sounding name.
So
I had a teacher,
Fred tells you
Dick Fisher.
his situation, but you're still interested in my services. Do I understand that correctly?
Yeah, I think we would actually just need pickup. I can send you the coordinations when you are in a couple days when we're ready for it. If you are in the area.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks.
The
Look
money
forward to
people.
catching up to you.
Yeah,
Catching up
yeah.
with
It's
you.
been a while since. All right.
Fumbling the words.
Peace out. He disconnects.
You're trapped.
Alright.
Matt, you have to go.
Oh, Phil, this is why you talk about Neil Hamburger.
Oh my god.
It's gonna be a running thing.
Yeah.
Alright,
Now you know.
let's get on. Let's
Your
get,
commercial flight.
Yep, round trip.
Okay.
First class.
How much does that cost us?
All right.
Sean?
If you're flying economy for one way, it'll be 500 credits.
Oh my god.
If we fly,
real loser.
If you're
Both
flying
ways.
first class, that'll be 2,000.
Nice.
Yep.
I will do. I
Oh,
will
we're
do
doing
it.
round trip.
Yeah.
You're doing round trip?
We
double,
are.
All
double
doing
that.
round trip.
No, you don't
Yeah.
double. It's
That's-
800 for economy for round trip, and 2,500 for first class.
Done.
I did economy.
I'll just
Alright,
go
me
with
too.
it. I'll go with that. I'm not gonna waste my hard-earned cash.
That's up to you.
What is money good for?
Absolutely nothing.
I can use it
Um,
later.
What are you planning
Nice.
to do?
Grenades.
It's
I
not
just
necessarily what the
Right.
money's good for. Is I just feel like first class to sinking city is a little bit more
Oh yeah, that, didn't even think
weird
about
than
that.
just taking coach.
It's suspicious.
It's a tourist destination.
Yeah, the big
just
easy.
you and
Before
me,
it's
Goog.
destroyed, maybe.
Right,
It's
all
sinking
this
in
last
2
minute
weeks.
tourism. That's a perfect
The
cover.
final Mardi Gras.
Yeah, maybe we're scientists for like, or photographers or something.
Maybe we're just party goers.
Maybe we're reporters.
All right,
End of the worlders.
It's on my bucket list.
Maybe we're a cult.
Going to New World.
Okay.
Oh, we're just a cult.
Ready
Nothing
to
suspicious
sink,
here.
sink into the sea.
Your plane-
The moon face cult.
Your plane touches down in New Orleans at Louis Armstrong Airport
Nice.
the next day. It is about 8:15 in the morning on August 23rd. It's a mostly empty plane apart from you guys. There is probably a good likelihood of it being canceled, but once that first class ticket was purchased, they did not carry through with that. And at the airport, well, okay, actually, I'm going to step back a bit. Explosives and weapons, I need to know about what you guys are taking.
Are we allowed to?
Well, it depends what you have as carry-on items versus stowed luggage.
See, private plane, you wouldn't have any of that
Yeah.
issue.
My gun.
You might not ever touch down in New Orleans,
My
depending on
gun
your answers.
case
Yeah.
is not carried on. It's
I
In
won't
storage.
have any weapons on.
Oh, this is tough.
Just your stealth suit in your suitcase.
No, I'll be in the cargo hold.
yeah.
I'll just go.
Oh, you're infiltrating the plane.
No.
All his
It
items.
is-
All his
all my
items.
stuff will be packed away
Oh,
in,
okay.
in the
Okay,
cargo.
gotcha.
We checked in as a cat.
Checked baggage.
I am not carrying anything that would make me look,
Yeah.
The big
anything
cage.
more than a
cage.
passenger.
All right.
Yeah, I'll stow away the hard suit and the hand cannon.
That
Sure.
can be stowed.
I meant in cargo.
Yeah.
Oh, you're infiltrating as
Checked
well.
baggage.
Yeah.
I'd like to do
Lipping
that
in.
too.
Yeah, I'm
They
gonna.
don't metal detect that, do they?
They X-ray it.
Yeah, they check everything. I mean, it's a plane.
I mean, I guess are
So
my
I
guns
don't know.
illegal?
Yes.
I would assume not.
Yeah.
Why would your guns be illegal?
I mean, is it legal to?
I mean, I work for a corp. I'm like a security guy or something, right?
But
We don't.
you
work
are
for
not
it.
under
Oh,
that
you're right.
identity
Jim
now.
Fish.
Yep.
I guess it's. Is there like concealed carry and those type
I
of
just can't imagine they would ever let you bring
Bring
like,
a gun on your
Can I bring,
person on
can I bring a linked assault rifle?
or like, why would they ever transport a gun?
Like they'd be like,
In any
holy shit, what are
case-
you transporting?
Yeah, into,
Unless you
into
bribe someone or
America.
something. Like
We can get new ones when we get there. I think. So let's bring my army
That's
vest.
there's a strategy.
Someone will have a contact for us, I bet,
Yeah.
that knows.
Right.
how to get
No-
guns.
no guns?
Maybe
No
someone-
guns.
no guns. What? Is anyone bringing any? Do you bring a hand
I
cannon?
want my hand suit or my hard suit.
Yeah.
Your arms- that's fine.
Bring my armor.
That's not a weapon.
Stealth suit will also come.
Okay.
I guess we're
What's
going
the
zero
possibility that I would have enough tech that my guitar case would be like shielded? Because mine's like actually like character like.
Do you think that would help
It's-
though?
Like, if they scan this, like, why, you know, this
I
is
can't
like,
see
they
inside of
can't
it.
see anything.
It's good to go.
Or like
Alright,
Must be
send
good.
it
it through.
projects an image of a guitar. Is that
Some-
easier
some-
for you
What?
to understand?
Does it?
What?
It's
Well,
2077.
Well,
No,
it's
it's
got
not.
technology.
What
What
is
is it?
What year is it?
He's got it right.
no.
I-
It's not.
I was
It doesn't say
inspired by
argumentative hardware
Cyberpunk.
mistake. Well, I think it's not beyond the realm of reason that
That's
some
interesting.
sort of fooling technology
Yeah.
could exist if
Right.
you bought it or
That's-
any of that.
No,
Okay,
this is
I'm
my
just-
actual chromed one.
If that's what you want,
They
It's
might
the only one I
still
want
ask
to bring
you open
along.
it.
So any of those melee weapons would stay.
okay.
They might still ask you.
And this is part of your professional.
That's my thing. Like my thing on the left. That's I start with. I make that. It's my.
I mean, if I have to
Yep.
take off
I
my
name
fucking
it.
shoes, you
It's
should
like
have
my-
to open your guitar case. That's all I'm saying.
Not if he puts it as baggage claim.
Right.
He would still
That's
have-
true.
Okay. So you're bringing your gun, but no one else is bringing guns.
I would like to bring my sword.
Your sword. Okay.
There you go. I can't help you
It's,
there.
Why?
it's a folding sword. Maybe I
Why?
can disguise it in
In
like
checked
the
baggage.
luggage.
buy
In your
it.
checked
Look at it.
baggage.
Yeah, like check it, but
Okay.
like
Is this like your family heirloom?
this is my cult heirloom.
It's
yeah.
just a fucking sword.
It's important. Active Takuma Davidsons
How he
need their
leads.
sword.
That's how he leads. Even though we've demoted him today.
I gave up my position.
Okay.
Yeah, I
When you're going through security,
don't get paid anymore.
when you're going through security, the three of you make it. You three make it through, just fine.
Nice.
Excellent.
I got get to our seats right away.
Was I one of those people you pointed at?
Yes.
No.
Good.
No, I wasn't.
No.
Oh shit.
All right.
Mine is loopy and not stuck.
They.
Suspicious.
Very true.
All right.
Not suspicious.
I know you have no suspicion.
We'll start with Mert.
Okay.
You're pulled aside by the Heathrow security team.
Mm-hmm.
They. You see your guitar case is like on a table. It hasn't been opened yet. Is this your case then, sir?
It is.
Can you verify the contents inside?
My guitar.
I'd like to see some identification.
Like my.
Yep.
You mean Frank Miller type of.
Yep, you're Frank Miller. Yep.
You want my
I'm
fake
not
ID
asking
or
you
my real
all.
ID?
I mean, not like.
Which one do you want to see?
I meant not
my
like
face.
the guitar's like identification, but me.
All right.
This is all my.
My guitar is called
Have we come up with
Next
like
of
who
kin.
these guys are before this? Like
What do you mean by these guys?
like what
These
our
guys.
group is going in? Like our profession? Do we have
just
these?
tourists?
I think tourists.
Oh, just okay.
You can.
So we can be whatever we want. Okay.
Say,
Yeah.
You wanna?
I mean, we're not together or anything.
Right.
We're not together.
I don't know you.
All right.
I know anyone.
Here you are, Mr. Miller.
Thank you.
You may take your case. Enjoy your flight.
All right.
Phil.
Mm-hmm.
Sir,
Yes.
we found this object here in your possessions. It's very high metal density. Would you please care to tell us what it is?
This is an ancient back scratcher.
Roll a fast talk.
Fast talk is what I do best. What does that take?
Scratch your
That's
face.
style.
Style.
Gun.
With a penalty of negative
Phil's not
6.
gonna make it.
No.
Because he just.
He's gonna be detained.
He
for-
couldn't spend
Find
100.
someone in New Orleans.
I should have called it like a stapler or something. It's a long
You're
stapler.
still bending the
It's
truth.
not sword shaped. It's folded up. It's very metal. 8 total.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. He
Only in prison.
he's a back scratcher, huh?
Show us how to use it.
He cut his back open.
says,
I'm gonna turn around and you scratch my back.
Are you Samuel L. Jackson in Hateful Eight right now?
under our airliner's rules, normally couldn't permit something like this aboard, but certain exceptions can be made.
Remember,
Grease
that's
is
our
calm.
rule.
I pull up in my whatever the 21st century equivalent of wallet
Yep.
is, and I just sift around. I say, what would how much exception would be needed?
Okay,
So proper.
you see like a wireless pop-up request on your comm for 500 credits.
Oh,
This is just some airport employee. He's delighted.
oh yeah,
All right.
he's making minimum wage.
Yep. Please enjoy your flight, sir. He waves you through.
You too.
Okay.
He could have just killed hundreds of people for
Push up my glasses.
500 credits.
All right.
That's life, man.
Killed the man.
Back scratch.
You guys touch down at Louis Armstrong Airport in New Orleans. There was maybe about 40, 50 other people on your flight, and your plane could probably seat around 220 or so, so pretty sparse flight. When you arrive in the airport, you can see outside of like the large glass windows that the sea level has indeed risen to disastrous levels around here. There's a fair number of streets where you see that the water hasn't like totally breached and submerged those areas, but just as many clear streets as you see off in the distance, you see like various debris and trash floating around as the tide washes against skyscrapers and that sort of thing. The airport employees that you see have a very subdued air, and there is a checkpoint to leave the terminal to go claim your baggage. It's just a standard procedure. This is an international flight since you came from the new British Empire. So they just ask you to show all your ID cards and have them scanned. And the officer in charge of this little security checkpoint just kind of crosses his arms, looks over the five of you, and he says, you should be advised that the city is in a bit of an unstable situation right now, and if you're just here for leisure, I would suggest that you find another flight out of the area. He says, unless you have very pressing business here in the city.
Who is this?
This is a airport security officer before you proceed to your baggage claim.
Thank you for the advice.
But we really wanted to see the city before it totally went under. We've been planning this trip for months.
He says, you from the British Empire, huh?
Yes.
Hear many stories about the Big Apple over there? Or the Big Easy over there?
Oh yeah. The voodoo.
Nice.
Number one, yep.
You're ready for the Lovecraftian.
Bourbon Street.
The crab boils.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Shellfish.
Oh yeah.
The fresh seafood.
Alright. He seems mildly impressed. He says, what kind of sandwich would you like to get if you're visiting such a place?
Oh boy.
Alright. You may proceed.
We're doing fast.
Yeah. You gave the password. Alright.
Was there a bridge nearby that we had to fucking solve this troll's riddle?
I mean, you don't know if the guy would have ultimately like demanded some proof of your business, but he seems satisfied, and you're able to claim your luggage.
Thank God.
Yeah. I know it's not all just lost in the airport. It just we don't know what happened to it. You're down all your equipment.
Gimp suit.
Yep. All right. So yep, it is about 9 o'clock, August 23rd. Outside the airport terminal, there's a handful of taxis. Most of them look pretty ragged. One's like just like an unmarked car that just has like this really cheap little taxi sign like put on top of it, but there's a few legitimate ones, and you hear like gunshots far off in the distance. So
can't wait to explore.
Yep.
No weapon.
Got it.
Yes.
Merce got the plan.
Alright, Mert, say it all.
Oh no, he's got his weapon.
I have
I
a
see.
weapon.
Yeah, okay, right.
Yeah.
So about weapons, I might know a guy.
Nice.
He has more back scratchers.
Yeah. No, these are
I'm the
special-
only one that probably heard that because we both got
Right,
it.
right.
These are special back scratchers.
Mhm.
I mean, you probably could buy them somewhere. So I'm gonna use my network of favors move. Once
Game of
permission,
Thrones.
I may declare and describe a new contact without incurring an obligation. As a new contact, your list is normal.
Okay.
I'm going to add.
Michael Average.
Neil Hamburger.
That would be satisfactory.
Neil
So-
Hamburger.
Okay.
The real Neil Hamburger.
The real Neil.
He exists in this world. That's good.
Nice.
Okay, and he'll be
How do you spell Neil?
Neil.
Okay.
That's what it says in that
Like
big Wikipedia
Neil
thing.
Armstrong.
He'll be an independent arms dealer.
Who
Arms dealer?
Deal with give us
Yes,
weaponry.
deals
does he
arms.
work primarily in New? Keep that open and then move it this way. Thank you.
Keep it open.
Move
it this way.
Thank you.
Keep your eyes shut.
I'll make you another corpse.
Does he work primarily in the New Orleans area, or is he just a vague Western Hemisphere kind of guy?
He travels where the work is, so
Okay.
he comes
So
here.
not New Mexico.
Not New Mexico.
I mean, not New Orleans.
Not New Orleans. Well,
There's no work here.
yeah, there's lots of people gearing up.
That need guns.
I think gangsters, rioters are just
I
gonna
mean,
go
I assume they already have guns.
Okay, maybe he's on his way out, right? Because all
We all are.
Yeah.
the buyers are. You
Okay.
know, but he's
I'll
just
cut you a break. You run into him like outside the airport.
What a coincidence!
You see, there's like he's got like a big ass truck that's just pulled up.
Just selling arms.
It's all full of yeah. He says,
How are you getting that?
Takuma Davidson.
The one of many. I mean, the one and only.
Right. He squints at you.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah.
My name's Tom Small.
Oh yeah, he's like that. Like.
Oh yeah,
John
he's got a
Small.
big hamburger truck. You know,
Oh,
as it says on the
amazing.
side. Yeah.
Say, me
Good
and
cover.
It's my dream.
me and some acquaintances are looking for.
Some hamburgers.
Some hamburgers.
Ah,
yes.
right, right,
We're
okay.
very hungry. Very. hungry.
Oh,
Okay.
it works.
A
He
wink at
says, well, let me see if the restaurant's still open. And he steps into the truck. And he says, we're just going to pull down the concourse a ways. You can just follow after us. But I think we can get you guys fixed up for some lunch here.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Alright.
So he just moves out of sight of like the main airport terminal.
Does Neil Hamburger become our Q? That somehow just travels around and he'll be there to give us new gadgets.
You would have to pay him like a salary to be like close to you at all times. But if you wanted him to, yes, he could become your
You
Q.
don't make enough.
Alright.
Right now. But once we're B level.
B. All right.
Never be Kilo.
No. You can step inside the truck. He's got guns all over the walls, on the tables. There's a few muscly guys in there who just give you friendly nods. They know that if Neil Hamburger himself has invited you inside the truck, that
We're good.
you're good. So he says, inventory's a little bit more limited than normal given the situation, but I mean, depending what you need it for, I think I should be able to get you fixed up for just about any run.
I turn to what's your name again?
Jeremy Fish.
Turn to Jeremy Fish.
No.
Say, what's the plan?
That's
What do you
salad fingers reference?
Nah, I've heard this.
Okay.
He's dropping salad fingers references in 2019.
Yeah, I was.
think? Neil Hamburger
You mean
salad.
2070,
Yeah.
2077.
not?
I don't do that.
All right.
Well,
You're asking what I want?
oh yeah. What are you thinking of? What sort of?
What do you buy?
What would you be planning for?
I'm planning for everything.
Yeah,
Why
we'll
are you
take
asking
everything.
for
We'll take one of everything.
No, if you want a list from me. Yeah, you want like an item list?
Sure, I guess. Open season
You're in.
here for all
You're
of
in
you.
Neil Hamburger's truck, so you're.
Okay. I'm gonna look. Do you have an assault rifle?
Oh yeah.
Good. Frags, flashbangs.
We've only got 4 frag grenades left.
We'll take a lot.
Okay. Start running up a tab here.
I'll keep.
You got any grenades of smoke?
Hold your horses there.
No, you've upset you,
Hamburger, like,
You
get out,
want
get out of the
never
truck.
leave this hamburger truck now.
Yeah.
The grinders
Asking
activate.
for some non-lethal bullshit.
That's right. I'm not asking for that shit.
Okay. So we've got 4 frag grenades, an assault rifle. All right. What else you want? A smoke grenade?
Looking for smoke.
Yep. He's got 1 left.
One. I'll take one.
You'll take it. All right.
Does he have shotguns and pistols?
Yep. He's got.
A lot of loud noises we'll be making
Yeah.
with the stealth mission.
Alright.
He says he's all out of auto shotguns, but he does have pump action left.
What sort of facility were you infiltrating again?
Energy factory.
New
So-
Chernobyl.
It's like a power plant.
Amazon
Slash.
You got any like welders? Like something that would laser cutters?
Or that laser cutter?
So do you want the shotgun?
I'll take a shotgun and a pistol.
Standard handgun.
Yeah.
I'll spool a fishing wire if you have it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gotta have it.
Never goes bad.
Always have several hundred feet of that.
Perfect.
Yep. Laser welder.
Yep. Something that'll cut through some metal.
A knife.
Laser
Anything in that idea, yes.
Some C4.
Nope, I want it quiet. We're already sounding loud enough.
Afraid I don't have any of that on hand.
Alright.
A knife?
No, not me.
Okay.
I was just making a comment to it. I personally want.
Do you have any back scratchers? Swords.
You can take a back.
This guy called them back
You-
scratchers.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can get you a sword.
Alright.
Yeah.
I just want a sword.
This one's titanium edged.
Oh, sounds nice.
All right.
I'm looking for a sniper rifle that
I just watch you
can
with a
collapse
ranged
on
shot
itself to carry in a smaller bag.
A laptop gun.
He says, well, I can give you a sniper rifle, but the collapsing would be you'd have to figure out how to get it to do that.
Oh, you left your collapsible at home.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know any collapsible guns?
Yep. He gives you a crossbow that can fold up.
Oh, like an accordion.
Okay. You want the crossbow?
Very Game of Thronesy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a silence semi-auto pistol if you got it.
Oh yeah.
Folding crossbow.
Yep. Never leave home without one.
Of course.
Okay.
You want any like electronic stuff? Goog?
I'll need 4 or 5 suppressed pistols.
2 of
Yeah,
them.
in case,
4 or 5.
in case
Oh,
we-
4 or 5. I see. I thought you said like 45 suppressed.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
45.
in case we hire thugs.
Maybe.
Okay.
School of Det Corps,
I should totally have been using my boots the
And-
whole time.
a healthy amount of plastic explosives.
Like on the trail, I didn't
Oh, so
even
we're not
use
going
that to
fly.
try to
You wanna
find
find
anyone.
someone? Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh.
We don't even have a plan yet.
Yeah.
No,
No,
just,
no,
I
he's
was
grabbing
just
Just shopping. Just
I
shopping.
looked at the one like
I'll take the
I
sniper
grabbed the
rifle.
extra one, but I didn't look at the very base ones,
So-
which make the character good.
I've got enough plastic explosive that you could probably take out at the walls of
Rest in
a
pieces.
1-story house with it.
Pretty good.
That would be good.
All right.
I'll take that sniper rifle still.
Okay.
The moment I hear him say plastic explosives, I say, you got anything that, you know, if we get a little too close to that explosion, got any patches
Flash
or something?
You want to
Trauma
buy?
derms and that type of
Oh
stuff?
yeah, sure. I'll throw in a few of those. Literally a few. 3.
We don't plan to
Okay.
be seen, right?
Right.
We don't know what the plan is
But if
yet.
blood is dripping everywhere,
Then we might as well
Yeah.
have hard suits
I don't think he's the only one with a hard suit.
Yep.
for now.
You brought that. That's the thing you brought, right?
Yeah, it's alright, whatever. I gotta break it on.
Full clock.
Oh my! I'm gonna be a lot lighter going through customs here.
It's
I
good.
appreciate it. It's good to be able to lift some merchandise before I get out of here.
At your service.
Okay. Is that the grand total then?
I think so.
Good.
All right. With
Oh, last thing.
Yep.
Flashbangs.
oh yeah. Got 2.
Take them.
Okay. That'll be. I'm including some ammunition for you guys too, as a courtesy. Enough for a couple of clips for every gun you've ordered. It's gonna come to 31 grand.
Everybody do 5 and I'll do 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait a second.
Sure.
That doesn't work.
That works for me.
Hold up.
10,000,
I'm
20,000.
only
We're at
paying
26,000.
5. I'm not paying a
Okay.
cent more than 5 after you said.
Everyone do
much.
6 and I'll do 7.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's switching
Deal with
it
it.
on.
Deal with it, you suckers.
That's perfect if you do it that way.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like the 5 and he does whatever remains.
Yeah.
Which I think is what he was getting at.
I guess just for posterity purposes, Sean, how much would rifle ammo cost separately?
If you want more,
Yeah.
I
I don't really know how much my guy. I've never
It
shot any of
is-
it, but
it is $250 a like a clip, full clip.
got 1,000 worth, 4 clips.
Okay, 4 more clips, so that puts you at like 6 clips.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that took my
Okay.
6,000 that we each took.
Yep.
Alright.
He says, you joining up with Dwayne Quaid or something?
Something like that.
All right. Well, good hunting. I think I'm going to be in NYC for a while, so hope to run into you there as well. But if not, till next we meet. He says, I actually do have hamburgers as well. If you guys haven't eaten in a while.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. He fires up the griddle. They are slightly above average hamburgers,
Nice.
but there's a novelty.
From an arms dealer, I think that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, there's a novelty to eating with all like the guns and stuff stacked on tables, and
That's how I always eat.
sometimes you have to like clear off all these like shells from the table, so you have like somewhere to put your plate down and stuff. So.
Drops a grenade.
Yeah.
Pin falls
He's
out.
doing it with less space than a
Die.
normal burger truck.
Yeah. Okay. He says he gives you like each 2 large like forest green duffel bags, saying should be able to cram most of that in there, but I wouldn't try going back in the airport with this stuff. I mean, not until you've at least gone through the ammo. So,
Sounds good.
all right.
I message you.
What? What'd you just say?
He
Give me a
messaged
hamburger.
Oh.
Okay, I've seen the message. I'm working on it.
You didn't get a message, Phil. Just desperately hoping.
Where's the message? Where's the message?
If I reboot my phone,
See him texting.
The app hasn't updated. You have to delete it.
yeah, you have
Close
to
it.
delete the app.
Delete the app completely and never,
Leave the group.
Yeah.
Oh no.
never,
no.
never talk to us again.
Then you'll get a message.
Be real
Be loud and
creepy.
clear.
Good plan with you.
Use this tool here. Yep. We're gonna use some tools.
PowerPoint.
Not quite.
PowerPoint. Got a PowerPoint going on.
Yeah.
Looking up some sort of. Are you just selling that stolen data at every city you come to? Is that what's happening right now?
No, I deleted it actually.
No, I'm not kidding. I did.
You
I can show you the message I sent to Sean.
Really? Why'd you delete it? Risk?
Yeah, eventually it would have gotten back to me. So I got some money for it, and I'm happy.
Staying ahead of it.
For what?
The data he stole when he hacked that laptop that I gave him way back when.
Yeah, the first mission.
That like bio.
Where he just rolled
as poorly as humanly possible.
It's just
Yeah,
like
I
spending
ended
a
up
half
getting
hour.
nearly like 200 grand for that. So.
Oh my god.
You're a rich motherfucker.
Money makes the world go round.
So what's the game plan? We either get a vehicle, get a hotel,
Where are we gonna?
or
Well,
base of operation.
maybe there's
Yeah,
some abandoned vehicle we can steal or something.
Okay. Why would we want to steal it?
I don't know. I figured it'd be hard to. Well, you can probably just buy one somewhere.
New?
Let's buy scooters.
We don't need
Scooter.
a. We don't need a new. Just scoot into.
I'll go on like New Orleans Craigslist, see if anyone has a van.
People gotta be selling like crazy.
Yeah, you
it's
think.
a buyer's market.
It's buyer's market for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna take a taxi from the airport.
No.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we're still like in the airport parking lot.
Yeah, you're outside the terminal where like people are getting dropped off and
God,
stuff.
with all these duffel bags.
Yeah.
I said we should get a ride and then head to a hotel.
Yeah, we don't even need
Seems more.
We need to reserve a hotel.
Should we just take a taxi?
Okay.
The hotels have to
Unfortunately, you find that the vehicle prices have gone the other way you were hoping for.
Oh no.
And that people fleeing the city, actually, there's some people stranded without any rides, and so available cars are at a premium. It doesn't mean there aren't any on the market. You would just be paying more for them. So.
We could buy a house though. That's gotta be on the.
Oh yeah, that. There you go. You
Cheap
would.
real estate.
Space
Yep.
operator.
Fix it up.
I just meant to use. We just buy. We buy a house.
Oh, we're in the flipping market now.
Flip it right before the
Yeah.
money comes.
We'd be buying
We-
the land. It'll be fixed at some
If
point.
you detonate all the reactors, if you make this huge nuke in the Gulf of Mexico, it might dry up all the water, and then there's a crater instead of a gulf, and then New Orleans is fine. It's just a fallout town. Perfect.
For a
play
time,
Fallout
yeah.
games, so
Right.
I know how it goes.
Every time the tide starts threatening, you just nuke it more.
That's our job.
Yeah.
I'll eat all of them if they're.
I will eat all of them. Alright.
Because you're fat.
I will be. So very soon.
I eat none of them.
All those cookies.
We should just get a cheap hotel.
I'm sure they're all cheap hotels.
Well. Yeah. Somewhere that hopefully won't get looted.
Most airports have like hotels very close and connected to them, don't they?
Oh yeah, you see like there's in view some hotels, so
I start walking that way.
just start walking with your duffel bag. True Gen Con experience. Roll up into Indy and just hope
Yeah.
We're done
somewhere as a vacancy. Alright.
There's no reason we can't just get a taxi.
I mean, if the hotel's right there, I guess. Then why
Does
can't-
anyone have a -2 meat?
Nope.
That'd be wait.
No.
Do they die immediately?
Who could have
No,
-2
they-
anything?
I thought you can.
Well, yeah, you
I-
of course can choose.
I think that
to.
you can if you get
No.
like some grave injury or.
The
Oh,
lowest
no,
starting
yeah,
is
-1.
Okay. Who has -1 meat?
Nobody on this group.
Alright,
I'm
then
a
you
true
guys
meat
all
man.
walk over there just fine.
Oh my god.
We're
What would
in
have
shape.
happened?
Who knows?
Like this wave comes by and you're like,
Just get
yeah.
Skill
Our
challenge.
meat keeps it away though.
Alright.
Oh yeah.
You
Meat keeps a lot of things away. Mostly girl.
Oh
There's
my
a-
god.
there's a Holiday Inn. They've got like all these
A
sandbags.
home to go.
They've got all these like sandbags in front of like
Oh, no.
the doors, and they have like these hot fans blowing out towards the street. It's a little damp in there.
Dry up the ocean, one
Yeah.
fan at a time.
You see like there's a guy at the counter, and like the refrigerator behind him is like just completely empty, and he kind of rubs his forehead to see like while there's actually people coming through, and he's not like hallucinating or anything like that, and says, "Welcome to the Holiday Inn.
Need
Yeah.
a room.
Thanks for having us.
Need a bunch of room.
How many? A bunch? I don't understand."
5 rooms.
Now
Okay.
I just charm the guy and we buy the hotel.
He has authority to
Is that
barter.
worthwhile?
I don't know.
This
It
is
worked last time.
DCC all
But
over
why?
again.
I don't know.
We'll fix up the
We
city.
don't want to stay here.
Take your,
Well,
what
This is
are
gonna be a
your
lot worse in a few days.
what will your best
It'll be the
rooms-
first to fall, but Dwayne Quaid.
Yeah.
You're gonna see that guy's head on the spike. All right, 5 rooms. We'll say how many nights? Thinking
5.
5 rooms,
Alright,
5 nights.
Oh, we'll do fine.
All right, that's
How tall is this Holiday Inn? This Holiday Inn?
how tall. Oh, it's like 8 stories.
Can we get somewhere on the upper story?
Let me check availability. Yes, yes you can.
Deal.
Floor 8 sounds safe.
Floor 8. I've only got 4 rooms available on floor 8.
Sorry, Phil.
I've got another one in the basement.
Have we got floor 8 or
No,
in the basement?
no, he's got one the floor below. So
7.
Is floor 8 really the safest?
Maybe floor 7 is safe.
I'm just saying, like,
Right.
once it starts flooding, like, do you really want to be on the top floor or do you want to be close to the exit?
Okay, well then when you're out in
We
the
have
flood.
gliders though, or we can get them.
Get what?
Gliders.
We don't have gliders.
I mean,
I'll have one.
Artemis could make gliders, but I don't think we bought gliders. I don't think we
Couldn't make. I just had one.
Yeah.
he had it for the right
Time
time.
glide off the roof.
That
You got
yeah,
anything
rooftop
on-
escape would be.
How much is
convenient.
it charging for
You
this?
got anything
room?
on floor 2?
5 rooms for 5 nights is gonna be $1,900.
That's a fucking ripoff, and you know it.
He says, "Let me hit the refresh button and see if it changes."
Yeah.
Got any discounts?
So you're being
coupons?
aggressive.
I'm sorry.
Trivago deals?
Do you want to try and apply like?
There ain't no one
Triple A?
staying at this hotel.
I'll show them my
Would you like
AAA
to apply
card.
for a payment plan?
Oh, you got a AAA card.
Dwayne Quaid is about to burn this place to the ground.
He says.
He says that out loud.
Okay,
Of course.
well, I was able to apply a discount.
Nice.
It's gonna be $1,650.
Phil.
Yeah.
Phil, man.
You're the money man.
Yeah.
Like,
John Small is not
$3.50
large in the
apiece.
wallet.
Your money.
He is the poorest one, aren't you? By like a long shot, 'cause you just spend your money like
how
crazy.
much money do you have?
I've got 125,000.
Oh.
That's way more.
What?
Than that actually
Pay
is
the
fine.
man.
Yeah.
How
More
much do you
than-
have? You should have more, at least that or more.
150
50k plus 50k.
minus 35k.
Where did you spend all that?
Minus this stuff.
Where did you spend that?
He bought a car. At some
I
point.
bought a
But you
car,
bought so much- it's-
armor, hard
Phil.
suit.
Your
Thomas is the
your
one.
investments are not my fault.
Nonetheless, don't look at my. Don't look at
Financial
what I got.
advisor.
Worry about what
Your
you got.
investments are not my fault.
I'll pay.
I give him 400.
Okay.
Oh wow.
That's
very generous.
Pay 1,200.
I'll give him 400 as well.
Okay. Your
There you
guys
go.
are getting
We've
there.
already
It's
come up with
halfway.
the majority.
It's
halfway.
closer.
What is
Oh,
it?
that's as close as it's
800?
getting.
850 left.
I'll just pay the 850. There's no reason
Alright.
not to.
There we go.
No reason
You
not
each
to.
get a room key. Looks like a little card.
I like
He
cards.
says, unfortunately, our continental breakfast is not available at this time.
You tell us after we paid, eh?
Yeah, that's real BS.
Real
What's
well,
your name,
no,
sir?
let me make it
What's
up to you.
your name?
He opens like a
It's
drawer.
like a Twinkie.
Oh no, close. They're like granola bar type
I'll
things,
take it.
and a can
We
of
just ate the most delicious hamburger.
yeah, and a
No,
can
above
of
average.
San,
Yeah.
Above average.
and a can of San Pellegrino, grape flavoring. With those.
Piss on this carpet.
You can piss on the carpet on the 8th
floor.
floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
can
man.
piss down on
Wayne
him.
Quaid is gonna piss all over this place.
Oh God, please don't say that. And he hides behind the desk.
Start peeing.
What the fuck?
I,
Yeah,
start,
this
Let's
man.
not.
I
Let's
start
not.
climbing down.
Okay, let's,
Alright.
okay, let's move on with our.
Right.
Elevator.
See-
Go.
So he's taking the stairs. That takes the elevator.
I'll also take the stairs.
Oh yeah, I'm taking the elevator.
All right.
It,
It,
like,
Think I'm walking?
Goop doesn't walk. I got a heavy ass thing.
Yeah.
well, the elevator works fine. The stairs work fine.
Stairs are actually down for me.
Your guys' rooms, they're a little dusty, a little untidy.
Phil Black lights his
They
room.
they have
Atrocities.
they have electricity.
Oh, nice.
Tell
Yeah.
Dwayne Quaid come here first.
Plug in some Hulu.
You put like a
Version
big
12.
flare on the roof.
Yeah.
Like, come here.
Big target.
Yep. All right. Basic matrix connectivity access. It's like a nice slow speed.
It's perfect.
Nice and slow.
Yeah. Okay.
One up, one down.
He says, or he like messages all of your rooms saying the hotel's restaurant is open only for dinner each day.
Really eat them. You gotta really eat.
Yep.
We're just gonna find a nacho mama.
Safer option.
Let's have some crab boil.
Had nacho mama.
Wherever they
Special
got it.
New Orleans edition.
Pull boy.
Crab
If
taco.
they have them.
Okay.
What about this van?
You do want to buy a van.
Yeah.
Okay. The cheapest on the market is for $2,000. You don't know if that will even make it to the hotel.
Does it list mileage?
That one, no. They put a question mark there instead.
Okay.
The cheapest with the mileage displayed
Yeah.
is $3,500.
Okay.
That has 196,000 miles on it.
Jesus.
We
Yeah.
can afford. I think we can afford a decent van. What's like 100,000?
Yeah.
All right. That is $7,000.
Is that good enough?
I mean, this is just my van. I don't know what you guys are doing.
Oh.
Stuffing in there.
I'm looking up motorcycles.
How large are
I mean,
these reactors?
so we're not like team riding.
I've got my own task I'm doing.
There you go.
Special
Doug's
task.
just-
could you
he's
be
gonna be
doing
doing
outside
a
our mission?
Special task from corporate.
He's
I
gonna be
don't
doing a
believe
little
that for one
moon,
second.
a little
Really?
moonlighting.
Really?
I don't know. I know if I believe that.
Do you even work for corporate?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
This
You
is,
told you forced me
This isn't. No, we offered you a position.
I look up
in
motorcycles.
exchange for the full payment that I earned.
There's a Harley
Yeah,
Davidson
we
motorcycle.
Yeah.
I mean, but you only really earned that.
$13,000.
advocating this. We didn't want to pay him
You don't pay it at all.
He was willing to. We're like, nah.
Mileage decent.
Yep.
I'll pay
Wow.
the $7,000.
All right.
I guess I'll also buy a van if we can't use Doug's.
Okay.
Would it be a two-seater, Sean, if I needed it?
Yep.
Nice.
Motorcycle's always a two-seater.
Yeah, that's actually good.
You make it a two-seater.
I'll
yes.
look.
Cram on one
Uh-huh.
seat.
But buddy,
I will look for a motorcycle myself.
oh my God, everyone's buying a
Finds a Vespa.
That's very interesting.
I've learned. The last time I relied on anyone else's van, like my character ended up getting like caught as everyone else drove away.
That
I don't know if
seems
I
on
don't
point.
know if I need a whole van now. If these guys are
That was like my first
Motor
Sprawl
boys.
character.
Get a car.
Yeah, just get a
I'll go
sedan.
50 with you.
Alright, let's split a car.
I don't know why everyone's buying separate cars.
Okay.
The system's falling
It's
apart.
just
You can get
you told us your van was for you only, so it just splintered it immediately.
you can get a mid-range sedan that's in decent condition, and it even says that there's gas in the tank, for $12,000.
Do we want a sedan or we want to live that SUV life?
Well, SUV's gonna be even more expensive.
Yeah, but SUV life's left to be. What if it rains?
Or if you need to hit-
Stuck.
Standing water, you can sit
Yeah.
by
Or if
that.
these guys are on their own.
You need to hit
Oh
quads.
no, we don't care about them. I'm just saying, like,
my
for
God.
us, if like
Oh
the
my
sedan,
God.
sedan's lower to the ground. If it starts flooding, the SUV
That's
will
true.
get us
They have,
out
like,
quicker.
Hummer type vehicles.
A Hummer?
Yeah.
There's one for sale in the greater New Orleans area.
What's this price?
It is $80,000.
Oh my.
You want to
Something
spend
that's-
it all right now?
Just to be submerged immediately in the water.
That's
No,
a
we don't
lot
need
of
that.
money for
We
a
don't need that.
vehicle that we're just
Get like a
Just
pickup
a
truck.
truck or something. Yeah.
a truck.
F-150.
Nice
Yeah, there's a truck.
decade.
It's a little beat up. It's got like a few dents in it. You can get it for $19,500.
That's much more reasonable.
Yep.
Split.
Alright, fine.
Okay.
92.
9-2.
97.
9250. Nope, that's still not quite good enough.
97.
He's trying to figure out what half of 19,500 is.
Oh.
It's not easy.
9750.
That's correct.
Yep.
9-7? 9-7-5? 9-2?
I was wondering what you were doing.
Some Rain Man stuff going on.
I'm looking for a motorcycle.
You found
This has
the
been the
best
most
spot.
expensive
Did I?
mission for me so far. I'm already down like 10.
Everybody's down cash. That is gonna
Actually,
go straight
I'm
down.
down
Yep.
like 20k.
I should actually check if I still have money.
We got paid. You should have more money than me. I got money and I gave like 20,000 of it to him off our first
We
mission.
got paid 50k for the last
I
mission,
have
right?
expenses.
We got paid
You've been
50k for the
Phil.
other mission.
Oh my
What
god.
about this last mission?
I think we've only had 2 missions.
Have we?
Yep.
Wow.
That's it. We got paid 50k each, I'm pretty sure. And then we started with 50k.
Wasn't it 60k and then someone had to pay Adam?
Yeah,
He's
I had to
paid
pay.
Adam.
I had to pay.
Well, I thought it was 60k. At
Oh.
Phil usually gets the most raw deal with the payment, but
Well, Adam's
that's
now
all going to change.
part of Corp. So.
It's over now because he's on the team. I'm official.
Oh shit.
All right.
I don't have to bribe him anymore.
We'll see about that.
Okay, so we should get together and
Need
make
a
a
loan.
plan.
Jeremy Fish.
What?
Do you want me to just pay for it for you?
I'm just
69.
doing math.
69. He's calculating his total net worth.
Just crunching the numbers.
I have 52 left.
Oh, that's not
quite
bad.
a bit.
So I have
That's
like
enough to do.
120
I have 143 still.
left.
Yeah, I haven't like spent anything until this mission.
Yep.
Wait a minute. Did I get paid for the last mission?
What did we start out with? 50?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought-
we started out with 50 or 60.
I feel like
Oh,
I
maybe
feel
I
like I
only wrote
didn't
down
add. I feel like I
5K.
didn't add 50 for the last mission. 'Cause I
Doug
start-
didn't start with anything
That's
No.
true.
because I didn't ask you. if
But
you
the
started
rest
with
of us
anything.
did.
And that's you're doing fine. You made your
Yeah.
your
Well,
legal.
maybe I have
I'm at
50,000.
160.
Maybe I have 50,000 more than
I'm pretty
this.
sure I should add 50.
Because I added what we got from the mission, but I
How
didn't
much
have.
have you spent total outside of our
How about we
missions?
all add 10, and that's equal to 50?
No.
No.
You spent
I
you
mean-
spent 30k and 35k.
Well, this is plus 30. You
Oh.
paid me like this is like corporate expense or something. I spent 20 of it on the hard suit. This was Aaron's money.
I gave you 30.
Yeah, and I took it and I
Yeah,
gave you a hard suit.
right. Even though I wanted a light machine gun that I never got. So I definitely should have gotten money back.
You just
Well,
Yeah.
Hindsight's.
I'm gonna look up.
yeah.
how
See,
far
so the only
away-
pluses I have, I started at 100, which was after the first mission. I'm pretty
Facilities.
sure. Then I subtracted all this shit.
Okay.
Now all these
I never
reactors
added
are supposed to
50.
be added
That's
in
a
one
lot more
facility.
organized than how I've been doing it.
That's
Which
how
is just
the-
Yeah, I mean
Erase
their
it.
intel is
mine seems more accurate than yours.
Yeah, so I really, I think I'm
Or
supposed
their
to have 50,
whereabouts
and that
are-
puts me at 102.
Wait,
Just
I'm
wanna
at
know how-
125.
which is
how far
like-
the trip
You bought a
is.
car. You bought a car in London, too.
Yeah, it's on there.
Yeah.
35 minus 35k.
That's why I'm at
That's why he
102
did.
instead
But he
of
got plus
125.
30k from.
I mean,
Instead
God,
of
last
he's at
mission that you
143.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm at 102 if I add 50. So I think that's right now.
Yeah, you're way behind all of us then in that way.
Yes, so
I
I'm doing
have
this.
I have no choice
Every
but
session
to
just like
accept.
I have 100. Actually, I think
I
I,
know.
have
Get
50
another
more.
50k.
Gug's got to play heroic mode. No additions.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
All right.
I think I have another like 400k.
Nope, that's
I
not.
think I think I'm president of the
So yeah,
corporate.
distance to the
I'm
energy.
already at
I'm going to
18.
give you a reading in
This
this
is
moment.
What are you conniving over here?
Looking up where these.
He's trying to follow the mission objectives.
What is that?
Alright, what are you doing over
We're on
there?
a mission?
Gardner?
We're on a mission?
Yeah.
Just in my room looking up.
Find
Google
the biggest
Maps.
crab oil.
The facility is, as the crow flies, 3.47 miles from your hotel.
That's not far.
It's about
That's
three.
the crows fly.
Yeah, so you add about quarter mile to that with streets.
So, you guys should do some recon, and I'll do my special task.
I'm looking for a dirt bike.
Meet up later.
What is with
On top of your motorcycle?
I mean,
all this
any
extra
motorcycle
stuff?
really.
He wants a dirt
You're
bike.
buying another motorcycle?
I don't-
You
I
already
don't-
bought 3 of them.
I have 0 motorcycles.
It seems like you keep talking
I
about
thought you
it.
just bought 2.
Everybody has motorcycles. Why do you not have any?
In a
Talk-
few minutes, you just keep saying,
Talk-
buy a motorcycle.
How much for a motorcycle, Mr. Sean? How much can I find a motorcycle for?
All right.
This one costs.
Any kind of motorcycle?
Any kind. He's
2 tires glued together.
Yeah.
So like
I'll-
moped on one end versus like
I'll actually look for a dirt bike. Actually,
a dirt bike. Okay.
Let's go some off-roading.
Yeah.
you never know when it's gonna be needed.
All right.
Some sweet mud.
There's a guy selling one for $9,500.
I'll buy it.
You kind of ripped it off.
Yeah, I mean it's the market.
I accept it with no caveats.
All right. That's what he wanted to hear.
Enough with the dice. It's a recording.
It's true. That is all they will remember from this.
Just dice bouncing off the microphone.
Okay.
Alright, we'll go do some recon on it. See how crazy this city really is.
Anyone going with him?
What time is it?
It is.
It's the 23rd of August.
It is. It's like lunchtime. It's like 12:45.
Meet back
p.m.
at dinner here.
Where are we going? Where are you going?
Recon.
Recounting.
The facility, where it is. How crazy the chaos of the city is.
Going to Amazonia.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
I wonder if we can get. So there's like a bunch of looters or whatever this town, right?
Well, they haven't mobilized just yet because
Right.
there's still a semblance of order in the
They
streets.
gotta wait for Prime Day.
That's today.
And tomorrow.
Not in the game though.
What if
It's
we
a
just?
whole year away, basically.
Do you think? What if we just use them as a cover to raid the facility?
I will also go and
Yeah, looters often
Do
go to the
recon.
nuclear power plant.
Just gotta trick them.
The
yeah.
chaos.
They're all big fans of The Simpsons and
Yeah.
just yeah.
Nuclear.
I don't know.
I
I
know.
just wanted to
Nuclear.
check what the plant was like, what sort of staff they still have there and stuff.
I wanna use a move, and it's called Case the Joint, and I wanna look for security weaknesses.
All right, you have to get to the joint first.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's
So once you get in range of joint, you can use move.
And I will smoke that
Alright,
joint.
good.
Oh boy.
All right, so you're taking a convoy of vehicles over there. Mert's got a motorcycle. You've got a dirt bike. You guys went 50-50 for a truck. Gug, you bought your van.
You got the
I did buy it.
All right. But Gug, I have a feeling you're making
I'm heading off.
your separate trip there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brief excursion.
All right.
Before I return.
Okay. So we'll stick with the Bane group for now. You've got your drive over to the plant. It is pretty much right on the water as you come up to it. There's this whole area is kind of like you see warning signs and various streets that are blocked off. So this is on New Orleans, kind of like their north side by Lake Pontchartrain, something like that, some French name.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, it's a lake. It's Pontchar train. Pontchartrain.
Pontchartrain.
Pontchartrain. Yeah, there you go.
Right.
DuPont. I got you.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
that's tea.
You see, it is a 4-story facility. You can see that, unlike what you might have been imagining, there's no giant exhaust towers here. It's a fairly sleek-looking facility. You see they've got several boats kind of patrolling the waters around the facility itself, and that the structure extends beneath the water, so they definitely have some lower levels that are kind of like the Meg, or insert whatever fiction where they have like the underwater facilities. So maybe they have the reactor pens down there or research. You don't really know, but as far as the land-based area, there is a gate and a security checkpoint there, and you'd have to make it past that to even get close to the building itself, unless you were to approach by water. But like I said, it appears that they have boats kind of patrolling the waters around the area. So
Alright.
We need scuba gear.
To attack the boats.
To bypass the boats. Oh, I'm gonna shoot the boats' heads off.
Yeah, you come up from beneath the boat.
Admittedly, that's
one
kinda
by
badass.
one just
You have a
pick 'em
waterproof
off.
gun and
Yeah.
just like shoot
Some-
underneath it.
Some James Bond stuff right there.
Yeah, I guess you could just
Gonna,
stab
gonna
it. Too.
sink.
I'd say James Bond now and not 007.
Yep. You have to say that.
Really?
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's an interesting
Uh-huh.
Racist. Just a bunch of racists at this table.
Oh my god.
I
What?
didn't say
Can't
anything.
handle a beautiful black woman.
Is that who the next 007 is?
She's not Bond. She's double.
She's 007.
Wait, what?
Yes.
There's a woman?
Her Captain Marvel's partner.
Bond.
Best friend.
Beautiful black woman.
So Bond
Beautiful.
26. She's gonna be 007 in
Yeah.
that one. So it's the one.
Not James Bond.
It's the one.
Janet Bond.
Janet Bond.
Janet Bond.
Jane Bond.
No, that would be
Bond.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually really wants
So, yeah.
Well, she has to be a Bond.
I don't know how I feel about it yet, but I have a feeling I'm gonna go the way of James Rolfe with Ghostbusters and just
All
not
this
now
new
wanna
shit-
now
shit.
wanna support it. So yeah.
I don't like the other idea.
It's not a white man.
Could have been a black man.
Could have been a black.
I wanted it yourself.
I would have had less issues
Yeah, as
with
long
that.
as it's a man.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's what we can all agree on around here.
No one's being racist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It's not racism.
Yep.
That sexism is different.
Yeah.
It's not as bad.
It's different.
All right.
I mean, Daniel Craig will still be in it. So.
So
Um,
We'll see.
unfortunate.
what say you, May?
I agree though with Scuba.
Okay. And Studs is looking to case the joint.
Yeah, it might be a bit too far away. I'm looking for security weaknesses.
Yeah.
So at this point, I feel like the security weakness is going underwater to get to the joint.
Right.
The case is
So-
even further.
Yeah, I think I'd permit that move if you had a viewpoint either from the water or a little bit closer to like the coast.
Yeah,
but just
no,
not from,
I want
not from your
to. I want to
current
know
view.
how to get into the building, so I'm not going to use that move from
Yeah.
across the
Gotta
pond.
get on over there. We could ambush somebody that works there when they go home. Give them the old
Well, I'd like
Thomas
that.
behind the couch
Yeah,
with
behind
the
the
wire.
couch.
Well, I'd
That's,
like to
That's
a
recon this
classic.
again.
that's a
at
tale
night
as
I'd
old
like
as
to do that
time.
again.
So
Yeah.
to
yeah.
see if it remains the
I
same
could
way.
get us
But what are the ambush
Level
for?
of.
Just get
uniform, security clearance, stuff like that.
Well, that's why I think nighttime
Yeah.
maybe they go
It works.
skeleton.
Having
crew.
one person on the inside is a big plus.
Yeah.
Should
So
I?
should we do that? Can you hack in and get their coordinates?
You were even
Or
given
you could just wait till one of them goes home.
you were
Then I
even
can't
given a
wait.
fund
Yeah,
for
we're
yeah.
giving $75,000
Yeah, right.
for bribery if we need to.
Yep.
Zero million.
Is anyone holding
Fishing wire.
up? Can we?
The iron price.
Well, I think I might just stay back for a bit and
Stay here.
yeah, and watch the boats and see
Patterns and all that. Other stuff.
Likes
Yeah.
the boats.
and see if there's like
Boat watcher.
any patterns or anybody that kind of just looks like he doesn't want that job one fucking bit.
Okay. That's a lot going on there.
I have my cyber eyes, which has magnification and
You can zoom
recording
in, yep.
and recording.
Got the gimp suit.
So
You guys going
I
back
always know that. Yes.
to eat dinner? We're gonna sit with him while he does this.
I thought I'm going to employees.
it's best to let me do things alone. I get bonuses for
Yeah.
It's fine.
I mean, I
stealthy
could
by
try
myself.
and remotely hack in, but it's pretty iffy.
For such a secure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just gonna come back
What's the nature of the
Yeah.
and get you.
Energy company.
Just get me after dinner.
Yeah.
Energy among other
So why
things.
is there boats?
Bring me a
Security.
nice.
Security protection.
Or we
right
leave
on a
you
river.
the-
They've got these
we
super
can leave you
valuable.
the truck and
Yeah,
Thomas
river.
can just drive with
I mean,
me.
it's like a
Or
motor.
just leave me a motorcycle. And you
So this
Are they on an
this
island?
building is built right along like the coast where it meets the water, and yeah, part of the building is underneath the water, but like by design.
Oh, but otherwise you could drive around to the other side.
There is like a surface access to the rest of the
But is that
facility.
also like secured? Oh.
Yes, like I said there's like a big
Fence and
there's a big
gates.
perimeter, and you'd have to go through the.
Oh, okay.
They
I
got
see
they
what you're
got
saying.
nuclear reactors in there.
They
gotta
do,
keep 'em
and
safe.
state of the art miniature ones that are easily transportable.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
So they're
All right,
trying
Phil,
to
you're
keep
gonna
up.
leave your motorcycle here.
I'm gonna do what now?
You're
With
gonna walk
studs.
away.
He needs your clothes.
I'm not doing anything.
Why?
No,
Why
Star
is everyone
needs
so
your
like
motorcycle.
against being a team player? I need a motorcycle to get back. I'm staying back
None
here.
of
You're
us
gonna
trust
drive
each other.
either with
I just
me
heard
or
Mert
him.
telling me that I'm
Let's get this
leaving
one
my
thing straight.
motorcycle.
None of us trust anyone.
I'm
Yeah.
not leaving my motorcycle
I
for
trust-
anything
I
you're
trust
saying.
a lot
I
of
just,
people.
I just
Yeah.
want to hear a plan of attack. Like, what's our plan?
Right now we're gaining.
This is just
Intel.
recon.
We're just recon.
Okay.
We gotta get
But
the
he's
facts
staying
first.
here to get further recon because
Should someone look into Dennis Quad?
I would like to look into it. I could
Why
try
do we
to
need
track
to look into it? He's gonna start shit on the 27th.
because
when
we
the
don't
power
know
goes
we
up.
don't know everything
Do
about
we
it.
want to work with him though?
It's sort of shocking this place wouldn't have like independent generators.
Well, if we do work with him, we could use him to our advantage,
What if we make a deal with him?
or try to.
what deal for him and his gang to storm the power plant?
Wow, that would be.
That's
rare.
like
Area
storming
51.
Area 51.
They can't stop all of us. They can't stop.
You know, I mean, if these are like angry looters, like they might not be reasonable. They might just be like, yeah, that's a great idea.
People want fucking TVs and stuff. They don't want a
They got.
miniature nuclear
They
reactor.
want that
They
power.
could have like. Who knows how many great TVs are inside the power plant? It's got actually valuable
There's
stuff.
several
You
thousand
just want to turn all these
42-inch
people into your
plasmas.
cultists. That's exactly what you
I
want
want
to
to
do.
use no. I
And
want
then you're
to
gonna cut them down when they decline
Join
or die.
I think it's
Another
not unreasonable
tale as
to
old
try
as
to use
time.
them as disposable, goons to try
I
to
think
get us in here.
if we can't find a smart way, if we need to go the nuclear option, destroy it, we turn Dwayne Quaid's goons against
How
them.
about this?
If you can come up with some plot to
Here.
convince this guy and his crew,
Here we.
That's easy.
go ahead.
I think
I'm not
I think we can take that angle while.
Alright, you two take
Well, we
the
don't-
truck to that.
I thought at first I thought we're trying to get in there strategically to steal it first. I think that's plan A.
Yeah, but
should be planning.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
But-
as an alternate, you can have a side thing going on. They can act as distracting, as distracting.
but at the moment, we're just gaining.
We're just getting
Intel.
intel right now. None of this other.
Alright,
we don't
so-
need to
Okay,
start
yeah.
an
So
execute plan.
I'm just gonna post up in sight of the exit.
Someone should get scuba gear.
For what?
for scubaing into the place.
All right. Not it.
No, not it.
I wanna watch the.
I've already stated my plan.
Yeah, you've already
It's gonna be murk.
I wanna watch the entrance and just see the patterns, see who's leaving.
that's kind of his job. That's exactly
just
what
watching boats.
everything
We
he
are
said
watching
he's already
boats.
doing.
He's going to the waterfront.
But I also
But he was
fixed
asking
on
for
the
other
boat.
patterns too. He was.
But
That's
I
what
mean, like, I have magnification, so I should be able to see a good chunk of at least 180-ish.
Okay.
Well, maybe I'll follow someone then.
but scuba gear, I can't carry much on a motorcycle, so your truck kind of fits perfect for that. I'll leave
Well, who
studs my
decided
motorcycle.
What is the motorcycle good for?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do
What
with
is
it?
that?
Maneuvers if we needed to.
What?
Cool
Maneuvers.
stunts.
Animation.
Wheelies.
With his
Sees a
sword in his
future
motorcycle.
where he's gonna be on his motorcycle, hopping from boat to boat.
With
like-
a sword in hand.
Yeah, and he's got like the reactors on his shoulders. Just like,
Let me scratch your back.
yeah.
That's
I mean,
him, not me.
that's one.
You called him back.
That's one way it can happen.
I was using that as excuse.
I give
before,
you
yeah.
the keys
One-
to the motorcycle.
One glorious
Cool.
future.
It's been the longest planning ever.
Here, I'm just gonna go back to the city
Not really.
and
We'll
try.
go get scuba gear.
Well, you can.
Thomas.
Yeah.
No, you go look on Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, that's fine.
Dwayne Quaid.
I'm gonna try to track
Dwayne
him down.
Maybe you can find like a neighborhood crab boil for dinner.
I'll take those two angles:
Dennis
crab oil
Quaid.
and Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, maybe
Two
maybe Dennis Quaid
crabs.
is holding a crab
Maybe
boil.
they.
You know, I'll find out.
Declare
I'll find out.
contact.
Dwayne Quaid.
The crab boiler.
Wayne Quaid.
Who's Dwayne Wade? Was he in that
He's a
Cosby
basketball
Show?
player.
Basketball movie player.
Who was the guy in the Cosby Show spinoff where she went to college?
Whoever watched that? I didn't even know there was a spin-off.
I
It
have
was
not heard
like
of
four
it.
spin.
Like Raven Simone went to
No,
college.
no, the older one, Lisa Bonet.
Oh.
What's this have to do with
Who's
Dwayne?
married
Right,
to Jason?
I'm gonna go around the table,
Okay.
starting with Stubbs.
We're not talking about that.
Dad.
What do you ask?
Don't have to do that with my eyes.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Eyes
Um,
are
Stop.
You're doing
She
this
was
from
on
the
for, like,
comfort
one
of your
season
vehicle?
and then she left.
No, I think I'm going to do it from like a tree line.
Okay, so you're gonna get out kind
Different
of.
world. That's what it was.
I've got the
That was a
motorcycle,
spin-off?
Yeah.
Okay.
so
Oh, for the first season.
I hide that under some
Oh.
shrubbery, and then I'm going to just kind
He
of
touched to it. That was what it was.
probably
Who's the
do
guy
like
in
a
that?
slow like movement from like
Kadeem
one
Hardison. It
end
was
to
Dwayne
another.
Wayne.
So I picture
Wayne,
it kind of
not
like
Wade.
this,
Oh.
and this is all
Yeah.
water,
Okay.
You're
and
right
then the
though.
plants here.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
I know
and then
who
there's
that
like
is
an
too.
entrance
I've seen
here
him
and
and
here
stuff
maybe.
for sure.
I don't know exactly how it is. A land entrance.
Okay.
Is it on
I
one side
knew
or
that.
both
Yeah,
sides?
so like
The basketball
you
player.
can think of like the facility as kind of like like a square where like
Yeah.
it comes in and it also goes out to the water too.
Right.
And so yeah, like the perimeter fence is kind of like around there. So yeah, you could like kind of come around from here where you have a view of like the water.
So
and,
primarily, I want to keep an eye on kind of the boat pattern.
Okay.
But I also want to watch people leaving. Maybe any like shift changes with guards.
Sure.
And I want to be recording it all.
All right. How long are you willing to do your
It's
surveillance?
probably it's like 12:30ish.
Yeah.
Until he goes
We'll
unconscious.
go till like. I'm actually gonna go super late. I think we'll go till like midnight.
Okay, so you're gonna do a solid like 11-hour stakeout here.
Yeah.
All right. I've got Stubbs' plan down. Thomas, are you scuba
How much
procurement?
time do we have?
That's up to you.
We've got 5 days.
It's all intangible.
All the time in the
Oh,
world.
it's intangible. Well,
Yeah.
I want to get scuba, and I also want to find where one of the employees live.
Okay,
So,
we'll start with scuba.
okay.
Yeah, we're both going for that.
Okay.
You're going for scuba too?
I'm driving with you. I left in my motorcycle.
Oh, right.
I'm sorry.
All right. Now you don't have to go to like a black market dealer for scuba gear.
No.
That'd be quite a world that we'd live in if that were true. Although it looks like most of them are closed. However, with hit the street, you might find the appropriate place.
That's you.
Can I use a Google?
What's hit the
Uh,
street?
If you're using Google to just browse through, if you roll a 1, you can re-roll one of them.
Say again.
So when you make your move, if you roll a 1, you can re-roll it for one of the die.
Alright.
Do you have style?
No.
I do. You want me to
Alright,
roll
fine.
Yep.
What about in the
it? He's driving. I'm
Bird
googling.
takes point.
Okay, so I'm googling.
Yep.
So that gives me
You're
a
still
plus
in-
1.
And it's on my command, so
You're still hitting the street, so just
Plus
roll
one.
hit the street normally.
Oh, you rolled a 1.
That's bad.
re-roll the one you Googled
Roll
Yeah.
Google.
and add
Okay.
1 because you're my order.
8.
My order.
Okay, there you go.
The Google helped me for sure.
You guys drive around for about an hour and find the last diving supply store that's still open today.
Nice.
It's called Sharky's Diving.
Alright.
It's a plump guy. He's got a beard and a wide, like he's got like a sun hat type thing, and he looks totally unfazed by the recent events. Just kind of leaning back. Welcome. Here for diving supplies and general equipment like such.
Yep.
You've come to the right place. I've got full scuba gear. I've got a mini submarine I've been trying to get rid of.
Mini submarine?
Yep. 2-person.
How much?
How much?
For the sub,
Yeah.
I'll be generous, say 30,000.
Is it easy to use?
It's pretty intuitive. I mean, there's a manual you can download onto your comm.
Does it have any like
Weaponry.
tools, weapons? What's it for?
It's an exploration vessel.
So you just look?
Just look.
Well, yeah, there's exterior cameras, and it does have a little crane.
For like picking up? stuff?
Right.
Okay. Can you have cameras, like sensors? Sonar?
Yes, it does come with a basic sonar module.
That's pretty neat.
Torpedoes.
Well, anyway, for sure we want 5 scuba suits.
All right. Standard oxygen tank gives you about 1 hour
Okay.
for each of those.
Okay.
It is refillable, and it's all you pretty much need to do is bring it topside, and if you open the nozzle, it'll fill up on its own. So that's these are quality suits here. I'm not selling you helmets that are gonna crack. So that'll be 1,000 each.
Alright.
That's fine. I'll pay for
I'll
those.
take those. And I'll send a group text. Submarine? Question mark?
You should probably specify it's a 2-person submarine.
Yeah, 2 man.
Want one? Question mark?
Can we move it?
You got the truck.
The truck?
seems kind of excessive. How are we going to get it into the water unnoticed?
Yeah, we're gonna have this sub sticking out the back of the pickup.
We're just rolling it in, like rolling it. We're in wetsuits, just rolling the submarine into the lake.
Is it lead line?
Is it what?
Is it lead line?
What does that mean? I mean, I know
Does
what
it-
it means, but why is it important?
Because there's a nuclear power plant.
Yeah.
You're just afraid of radiation?
Aren't you?
No.
You can shrivel up your dick.
Shrill up your
I
dick.
asked the man.
Richard.
Is it lead lined?
Oh no, that would make it like less buoyant.
Yeah. It would.
Oh yeah,
Sink.
of course.
You could be I mean lead line. What are you poking around some radioactive area or something?
Can never be too safe. I just with the sinking city.
Right.
you know,
Well, no, I mean I hear if you buy a bunch of tinfoil and line it real well inside of there, it might help a little bit.
Okay.
Guess it's up to you. I don't know.
Just amplifies the
Makes us
magnetic
less-
nuclear rays.
really
Less
cook in there.
conspicuous.
I
Really
feel like, I
true.
feel like the underwater isn't like going to be a long term thing. It's like a
Like-
short term.
Like half hour at
get in.
most. Well, part of the facility is underwater, so the
So
question
yes
is,
to the
how are we
submarine?
going to get in
Submarine.
without flooding the lower facility?
Wait, how are we gonna get in?
You can't. I don't think that they have like an access port underwater.
Right.
Like it's not meant to be entered underwater. So we're gonna have to make an access port,
Underwater.
which is probably gonna flood the facility. Which
So
is
you-
fine.
So you do want the submarine.
I didn't say that, but you said
Time wise.
you don't think we're gonna spend much
Yeah, I
time
guess I
underwater.
thought it
I
was
think
just
we
like
are
enter.
gonna spend more time underwater.
But in person, like not.
If
like,
it was a 5-person
in a
submarine,
submarine.
I'd say yes, but 2 doesn't really help us.
What if you get 3 of them?
There's only has one of them.
He's
So
got
you can't
one.
move it.
I got a truck.
Can't sell it.
You can get
Well,
Who's gonna go in the 3 people are still getting screwed.
it. So you're saying it'd be better to be in a sub than out on the ground.
Of course.
So you're saying it is a good idea.
If I mean I want it, but
He's saying, what's the difference if not all of us can get in?
right.
right. Well, maybe not all of us are going to be needed to
So
do
that
this.
someone
that
can
mission.
tell tales of your deeds when you're gone. Well, maybe we just tell the guy we'll think about it.
Yeah.
He says, well, let me put it to you this way. If you buy this sub off me before you walk out those doors, I'll let the scuba suits be down payment on it. But you come back, it'll be full price. Yeah, that's
Does
a
that,
salesman right
let's see,
there.
We got
You got $5,000 worth of scuba suits, so that would knock it down to $25,000.
would this fit on my truck?
Um,
Hitch? I need a wagon or something. Trailer.
I mean, you might be able to get into your truck bed, but it would definitely lower your suspension in the back. You'd be dragging a bit from the weight, and that would be a son of a bitch lifting that up in there.
So I mean, how is it intended to be? Can it be hooked up to a trailer?
Oh
Is that
yeah, I mean you could put it on. I mean, you just need something a bit larger than what you got out there as you
would need a
cruise his neck.
In the first place, we don't have a trailer.
I probably have a trailer hitch.
But you need a trailer as well to have a trailer.
Wait, what?
And all
You
of
need a
this
trailer
is
to
will
have
be
a trailer?
parked outside of the
have a trailer,
hotel
you need the trailer.
So
while we're waiting out in the open.
Yeah, I don't think you just drag it on the concrete all the way there.
You can do whatever you want.
I mean, you could.
I mean, we'd roll up across the river with this. No, the river's probably long. You can enter the river anywhere, I'm sure. And just
Yeah,
down there.
downstream, upstream.
we could get there.
We would know if the river's gonna be deep enough, or we. I mean, it's gotta be.
They have boats going back and forth.
Yeah, but it's
That
deep enough
submarine
for
can be
a
under it.
submarine.
Yeah, I don't know
It's deep enough for boats. Deep enough for a submarine.
That's not how that goes.
Hard to say. It must
I'll
be
Google it.
decently
I'll Google-
deep
I'll
if
Google
they.
it. I'll Google the river.
Built.
How deep is this river?
The lake.
The River Kwai. Oh,
Is
the
it
lake.
a lake or a river?
Technically, it's a lake, and I'll find out how deep it is.
Lake Pont.
Pont
Church
means
Drain.
like sea or something, or pool, or
Lake Pontachnuka.
no. Pont means
see.
Bridge.
That means
I thought.
pond.
All right.
I thought like width or something.
Normally, the max depth would be 65 feet,
It's pretty deep.
but it's swelled to about
Yeah,
80
pond
feet.
meets bridge. That's what I thought.
Oh, 80 feet.
Yep.
You can fit a 5-foot sub in there.
Oh, yeah.
No problem. Man, you could scoot along. You guys could like hold on to the tail fins or the windows or something. We can drag you. Hold on to the
We're
crane.
planning everything out.
Yes. You guys will drop you in with the crane. Talk about a getaway. We got the submarine ready.
That part's
For
true.
2 of us.
Yes.
Okay.
For 2 of us. The other 3 will be.
You know, you strike a
Remembered
hard bargain.
in
You strike a hard
infamy.
bargain.
Yep.
We'll buy it.
All right.
I'll
That's
have to come back with a trailer.
Oh
to
yeah.
get it.
I'll keep it here for you then.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll give you half.
Oh boy.
12.5. Okay, so I'll subtract 12.5.
And you already paid for the
I paid for
scuba
the
suits.
scuba.
All right.
Can't hurt.
You can.
It could.
2 people could be dead
Yep.
because the torpedo could shoot this thing.
Yep.
Yeah, they can have underwater
See,
defenses.
then you're gonna be
Maybe
glad
not-
it's not a 5-person submarine.
Exactly.
We're hedging our bets.
We could be the distraction.
I will snipe your head off.
Oh my god.
No, I'm the fall guy.
I've never shot my sniper yet.
Maybe I haven't shot my rifle yet.
You did kill Peshwan.
Just with a fist, though.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I even shot a gun yet.
No.
No. I did technically in auto fighting mode last week.
You did. You took out that one guy. Yep.
So my rifle was probably shot
Yep.
during that, but not by my own hand.
Alright.
Okay, we're good.
What are you doing? Why are you
He's
spying?
looking up stuff.
Porn?
Hopefully not on the stream. The stream on the
Fairly
stream.
Odd Parents adult.
Oh my god.
Timothy Turner. Making all your wishes come true.
Healthy Dalton. All right.
This is a Bond thing again, pretty sure.
Yep. Yep. More Bond. Thomas, how are you moving the sub?
We're gonna
I'm
come
gonna
back.
have to rent a trailer, buy one or something.
Okay.
So that'll be a task for tomorrow.
Okay. In every sense of the word.
Yeah.
Task for tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. Phil, you're looking for Dwayne Quaid.
Yes, and I'm also looking for a good place
Dwayne
to
the
have
Crazy.
local New Orleans
He's
cuisine.
googling. He's motorcycling,
Okay.
looking
Hopefully
for
the
doing
cheap
so.
one.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same place.
I was. Yeah, you guys.
One bird leads
I mean,
to another.
this sort of thing was writing itself here, so.
That's who the crap was doing
Ooh.
Quaid.
You better
Do you
bring
get more
me.
crap?
I'm gonna use a
It's like, I
move
don't trust
too.
anyone.
Okay.
And I need more crap.
On the trail. When I want to find someone or something, name your target.
Oh
Dwayne
yeah.
Quaid.
He was built
Dwayne
for this
Quaid,
task.
alright.
When I gain plus intel, I may note that it concerns my target. When you have
Okay.
gained 3 plus intel in this way, you've located the target. The MC will tell you where your target is. You say how the clues led you to that knowledge.
All right.
Well, if I happen to observe shit and get intel from it, then
What?
coordinate.
All right.
You know
You.
what's confusing?
Wouldn't it just be easier to say, hey, I'm looking for Dwayne?
I'm also doing that. So I mean,
Okay.
the head. You know,
The head.
it's like a passive move, kind of in a way.
Okay.
Okay. You're
Maybe
riding
it'll be
around.
relevant.
You're riding around on your dirt bike.
Dwayne Quaid.
Master Hunter.
Okay. And at like an intersection near the French Quarter,
Mm-hmm.
you
A big
you like pull up to like a stoplight, and you just see like a small group kind of slowly like advancing on your motorcycle.
You're gonna die.
And one of them kind of waves you down like, hold up.
I give him a chin up.
All right. He advances closer. He says, that's a nice ride.
Yep.
How much does it cost? No, this is when you don't want to say that.
Well, it costs
More than you have.
more. You know, I mean, it's not for sale.
He says, "Oh, you know, what if I give you the right price?"
The right price would be the right price. Yes.
All right.
What's
You're about to stab.
what do you think you can give me?
3 seconds away from
He
getting stabbed.
says, "A long and healthy life." He has like one hand gently like on the motorcycle now,
Chop it off.
Scratch his back.
Scratch
and
his
there's
back.
some more Goombas like kind of slowly advancing.
Oh my God, you're Mario Maker.
I'm gonna say okay. I'm gonna move to step off. You know, off the
Okay,
bike.
good.
So I'm gonna need you to step off.
And then as I do,
Challenge him
I'm
to a
gonna
crab eating
pull out my sword and try to kill him.
All right.
Wait,
Here we
this is
go.
Dwayne himself?
I
We
don't
don't
know.
know.
No, there's just some guy who wants to
Oh, okay.
These are the
intimidate
people
him and
that you
steal his
wanna hire,
motorcycle.
though.
Okay, maybe killing is bad.
No.
Nope, you
I
said
already
it.
said
You
it.
can't.
I did.
He's touching
I have
your
no
bike.
patience
Yeah.
for
No, okay.
You told him to step off.
So
You didn't give him a chance to respond, and then you killed him.
I said I was stepping off.
Oh, okay.
yeah, so he's like, all right, you want the bike? You're gonna have the bike. Yeah.
Trying to scratch his back.
He's completely caught off guard. You like you create
He wants
this
to admire
massive cut across his chest, and there's a spray of blood, and he's like,
He turns
and
into
the-
Bilbo.
yeah, sure, yeah.
Blood coming out.
So
I'm not a good hunter.
he like keels over, dying, and
Making a scene.
you see the other guys are going for their pieces now.
I'm gonna drop a smoke grenade.
Okay.
One smoke grenade.
Your only
This is
smoke.
why you bought it.
On these
Yep.
presents.
It goes off. There's a few like you see some muzzle flashes
I
in
mean,
the dark.
Smoke grenade doesn't explode though. It just like
What is shit smoke grenade? You
that's what smoke grenades are. They
You're
just
supposed to throw them into like a room,
Yeah.
wait, then go
they
in.
slowly.
I don't know. Maybe I mean I'd hope the smoke grenade like at least has some sort of
In Gears of
oomph
War,
smoke.
they-
No, it doesn't.
I mean,
It,
are
it's
all
literally-
smoke grenades in 2077 the
Gears of
same
War?
as they are
I
now?
don't know. I've
I'm
never played it.
feeling my interpretation of that is it's not quite that, but it's not quite just an instant like.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
That wasn't that like the big problem with Waco?
Waco.
That they threw in smoke grenades that were like that had incendiary stuff in it, and that started the big fire, and so they had to change all that.
maybe
You think I'm buying government?
I think you're
Rely-
starting another
rely-
Waco here. That's what I think.
there's a new Waco. All right, so there's some gunfire coming through the smoke.
All right. I'm gonna try to get in close.
What does that mean?
He's gonna walk into the gunfire.
I'm gonna get low. I'm gonna use my cyber ears with its happening in wide frequencies.
You're gonna hear him out.
I'm gonna try to hear them out and slice them up.
So you're gonna be just this demon in the dark,
Gonna
just
try.
like
With his
cutting
ears
guys
twitching
down. All right,
as he's skittering down.
all right. Give me a mix it up.
I just wanted to find some good food.
You needed to be more street smart.
Yeah.
You cave under pressure.
Maybe
It's-
killing immediately is not good.
I'm always gonna have this sort of stuff happen to you.
Okay. So, God damn.
I'm sorry.
So I got 10.
Okay,
That's not bad.
that's good.
There you go. Got him.
They're all dead. Every single one of them. Congratulations. You even killed Mert. He's got to go now.
I got it.
Well, you methodically take out all the targets.
Bad.
Very public.
Well,
There's
is it daylight? Well, I don't actually know.
It is. There's 5 dead. The first guy and then his 4 like buddies who were shooting.
Oh my god.
At the end, like as the dust is settling, you see some guy like and he makes off with your bike.
Oh my god. Oh my
Do you
god.
have a ranged weapon?
I have a pistol.
It's called throwing your sword.
It's loose.
Literally scratch his back.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
You want to take him down?
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
By god.
Give me act under pressure.
That takes some cool. I got one cool.
Oh, you got no
that's
cool.
That's a 7.
Okay.
That's mixed.
Your bike's destroyed.
That'd be
Well,
stranded in New Orleans, getting mugged all the time.
Done.
You hit your bike like every shot, not the guy. But as like your last shot hits, like he loses control of it from like both tires being shot out.
If I can't have my bike,
Yeah.
no one's
And he like and just like slams in the side of a building.
Okay, I'm gonna sprint after him.
Okay, I mean he's not going anywhere.
Neither are you.
Does he live?
No.
If I reach him?
No,
Damn
it's
it.
like you see like blood like souping out of his ear.
You are literally no closer to finding Dwayne Quaid.
I thought you were a hunter.
I am a hunter.
He hunted.
I was on the trail. I happened to get attempted mugged, so I went a little too far.
He needs a pickup.
So now that's like 5, 6 less guys that we would have for this plan.
All right, Phil, think fast. What are we doing here?
Okay, am I bloody?
Yeah, other people's blood.
Nice. Jump in the water.
What does that affect?
Take off your clothes.
Turn
Go
around.
full primal. You'll never see
New
Phil
Orleans
again.
as you
Yeah,
know.
right. He just
Keep
he's
walking.
gonna wait for the floods and the power to go out, and he just hunts people in New Orleans.
And Tom Small.
No,
Hawkeye
No.
in Japan.
I'm gonna try to shit.
It's like the Hawkeye timeline.
You heard it.
Yep.
You heard it here first.
No.
You tried the shit.
I'm gonna try to find some grubby looking like place of residence to break into. I gotta shower off.
Oh my god. Why don't you just like hide under a garbage pile? Turn yourself off.
Aren't your clothes ready?
Because he is a garbage pile.
That's
Can't
what
hide
happened.
under yourself.
Oh my
All right.
god.
Well,
I didn't mean for this to happen.
right where the guy like slammed in, it looks like a little like apartment or something.
Okay, gonna.
It's your apartment off.
All right. Well, I'm gonna
Phil,
try to enter. What?
seduce another woman.
He hasn't
No,
seduced
just
any woman
I
this
have not
campaign.
seduced anyone.
Anyone tries to
My-
stop him.
My toss of stakes did not work.
So
out.
you're gonna bash in the door.
I'm gonna try to bash in some random person's door and use their shower.
Your meat is what?
2.
Okay, you do so easily,
Okay.
Nice.
and doesn't seem like anyone's home.
All right. I'm just gonna quick hop in their shower with all my
Okay.
clothes on.
The shower is like a pipe that's like been opened up. No, like you can get a powerful stream of cold water.
That's what I want.
Okay.
Throughout all of my clothes.
Okay.
How quickly you've fallen.
New
Been in
Orleans.
New Orleans for one day.
He's killed more men than I've killed this whole campaign.
Yeah.
Because I've killed 0 men.
0 new yen.
You're like going for the Metal Gear Solid Deathless playthrough.
I have a sniper rifle too.
Yeah.
I haven't shot any heads despite what Merc thinks.
Okay, well, am I able to get like the blood out enough? To
I mean, it's now like kind of faded brown stains as opposed to like the bright brown.
Gen Con shit yourself.
Gen Con shit.
No, it's not that
Walk
prominent.
around.
It's not that prominent.
Well, this is good. At least some water got feel it out. Okay, then I'll leave, and I'm just gonna walk briskly away from this area.
All right. Moment you leave the apartment.
Oh.
You see, all right, it's okay. You see, there's like a couple of guys who are kind of like checking out the dead bodies in the street. And do you have your like weapon drawn, or are you trying to look inconspicuous again?
Let's see. Well, do I see them like as I'm just after I've already?
Yeah, it's like you're leaving the apartment, and they're right outside in the street by where your action took place. I mean,
Okay.
your motorcycle was there, so I mean,
I'm gonna try to duck behind a garbage can,
Here it comes.
and then I wanna try to tail them
okay.
with my
So he's hiding right now.
Yeah.
But he's in decent range.
I want to use my
I think right now would be a perfect time for me and Thomas to text him. So that
Can
he
you?
gets a bus.
I'm gonna attempt to use
So he
my
can find a
eye,
place to eat.
eye for detail. I'm master at tailing people and staking out locations.
Okay.
When I perform surveillance on a person or place, gain intel and roll observe.
Why are your hands doing that while you're saying this?
Okay.
He's diddling everybody.
Yeah. Diddle.
Go ahead and roll your observe. That's modified by edge.
Edge +0. I have an 8.
Okay.
Well, good for you.
Thank you.
They don't notice you and you follow after them. We'll come back to you.
Okay, and when I get intel, it's relevant to my target.
All right, Gug, you take your road trip.
Yep.
You have a few close calls while you're in the city limits with just Mad Max style people looking to just intercept you and stuff. But there's just enough civil order left in the city that no brazen attempts are made on you in the daylight hours. So
unlike me,
you're able to leave the city limit. Well, I mean, he just kept driving in his van.
Stop for nothing.
You were like scouting the downtown
Me and
on your
Thomas get like
dirt
this
bike,
luxury like scuba diving mission.
Yeah.
Phil gets mugged. He's got like crazy Mad Max with
Yep.
a scuba
We
place.
got a milk run. We did something that we could have done in real life.
All right. So at 5:30 that evening, you make it to the town.
Okay.
He didn't give you an exact address,
Yeah.
so he just gave you kind of. So you'll need to ask around a bit, or do some matrix searching. Up to you.
Does this town have like a subreddit? He would probably be mentioned at some point.
What's that app that people use
What's
for
that?
like neighborhoods?
Grinder?
Pokemon Go.
Grinder?
No, like at home
I know what you're
or
talking
New
about.
in
Where
town.
like for like
neighborhood or
yeah,
For a ride.
something like that.
what's it called? Like some app like that like
like neighborhood postings.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking
Give me a
about.
synth move, May.
synth it up. Why are you using my dice?
They're the best!
No, they are not.
Shit! They're terrible!
Dog is dead.
my
Is that
God.
a 2? Oh, the 3?
Let's try.
5.
That's what you gotta roll, man.
Don't touch my dice.
Why are you pushing
This
this?
one, well, you just your
Because
dice.
those are the good ones, Bert.
These 3 are my dice. I
I'm trying
alternate.
to tell you.
Maybe there's like something like with like a local power relay or something that's screwed things up, but you're doing your search and you experience dump shock.
Oh my God.
Just look. Oh,
So you're gonna roll the harm move. You're taking 2.
Why was I
harm
using
for
my cyber deck instead of my phone?
you just felt
All
that
right.
confident.
Well, yeah. Okay. I'll say you didn't need to use your. I just assume you'd always use your cyber
Yeah,
deck.
why would you
but-
never
Just for a
not?
Google search
Alright,
on
alright.
Reddit?
All right. I'll lower. So it's 1 harm.
Okay.
But with the harm move.
Okay.
You should roll that dice then. That's our dice for harm.
All right. Now I'll be nice and high.
Yep. So that's 9.
Oh, shock.
And this one would
I lose my footing.
Okay.
My cyber deck's destroyed.
Well, the MC chooses one.
Just destroyed
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So many destructions.
just one.
All right. While you're searching on your phone, you're having some difficulty, and you're like, "Oh, you got the dump shock." I'm assuming you're doing this from your van.
Yeah.
Okay. You notice there's a guy right outside your window whose like face is like pressed up against the glass.
Scratch his back.
Give
You see like his face is like he's definitely a mutant of some
Okay.
kind.
Does he
Keep
look
Oh, man,
friendly
this is,
or does he look
this
like...
is like a
He looks
Shower
curious.
Yeah, this
It's
is like when we were
kind of
playing
new-
like
I mean, it's unsettled. His
Yeah,
appearance is
How
How
unsettling.
old does he
Yep,
look?
I just remember things going horribly
Probably
wrong
like-
to this music.
Your age or a little younger.
Things going horribly
Okay.
wrong to this music.
I'll crack the window.
The
Just like-
simplest of tasks
just
has
like,
gone disastrous.
just remember the first time we were
You must
like,
be looking for something.
in just some hotel. Like
Yeah.
the first CBS hotel where we robbed some other
Yeah.
people
For
or something.
someone.
Just,
Almost
like,
died.
This
Like,
is,
just trying to like, we were barely
I
doing
might be
anything,
able to
I think.
help you if you're.
we were
if
like,
you're
what do
willing
we
to
do?
pay.
Go to the city. We went uptown.
I might be willing to pay if you can help me.
I remember
Let's
that.
keep talking.
Alright, I'm looking for someone named Atomic Hank.
You hear like somebody is just like got on the roof of your car and he's like, "Don't mind that."
Oh my god.
He's diplomatic.
I just find that hilarious.
Yeah, that's like the backup plan in case Scott tries to drive away, is he has to deal with the guy on top of the car.
Don't worry about that.
I think the guy on the top of the car has to deal with
He's
the
an old
driving
friend
away.
of mine.
Okay.
He says, and in fact, it's best you don't go to him without an introduction. So
And I forget what is he dealing?
he says all manner of high grade shit. And like 8 seconds later, he says like plutonium, uranium, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Oh my
Just checking.
Rare and precious metals.
Just checking. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I would like an invitation.
Well, me and Billy Joe are gonna ride with you to him.
On top.
No, I'll come in, and Billy Joe, you don't mind riding in the back.
We'll let him in your car.
And he was never heard of.
There's a chance of that. Or they'll take him to Atomic A.
This is what I was talking about. So that's a big
Okay.
first step. We're gonna be made into
So-
Atomic
The
This
guy
guy-
you're talking
this guy
to
is not the
is moving around the front of your car to your passenger door.
A. Okay.
And you see his hand go for the lever.
I don't know why you're dragging it out so much.
Is it unlocked, or do you keep it?
I'll unlock it, but I'm gonna have one of my silenced pistols in my pocket, just sort of pointing in that direction.
Okay, it's gonna be really it's gonna be really dragged across concrete.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. He gets in. Yeah. And then you hear the back doors open,
Okay.
and some other guy gets in, and he says, "You don't mean no harm to Atomic A."
No, I'm looking to do business.
All right. Roll hit the street. You can add +1.
What this does.
Oh yeah. And what is this now?
This is
Cool.
This is style.
Oh fuck.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Straight up.
These dice only roll 6s and 5s.
I'm dead.
3, 2, 1.
All right. So it's
Lucky
below
I
7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's well below.
He
Good to know.
kind of
Below
he
4.
kind of looks you over, and he says, "Now you might not like this."
That's not what you want to hear.
You might not. He says, "But your flesh looks uncorrupted."
Quite.
He says, "Now we can do this one of 2 ways before I tell you how we meet Atomic Inc.
Oh my god.
You offer some of your flesh, or you take this," and it's like a little pill bottle.
Oh god. Oh my god. What does some of your flesh mean?
It means some of the flesh.
Yep.
I think it's a literal thing.
I don't know. Sounds really sketchy.
Kill them both.
I'm gonna kill them both.
Okay. They're in your car with you.
Yeah.
You do have like a hand that's like close, so it's they don't get an advantage, you don't get an advantage, so it's just straight up mix it up.
Okay.
Do you want one of these dice?
Oh.
Oh my god.
Bird, you've cursed like everything. Everything you've touched.
Fine. Roll studs is the next time you have to roll anything.
I will. It was a 4.
Okay.
Now I'm corrupted.
You just take out your pistol. He immediately like grabs your arm, and so it's just shooting wildly like throughout the van. Billy Joe! He's coming, rushing up. You feel like just this cold metal slice into your back.
Oh god.
So that is 2 harm.
Was this your personal business or was this
Yep.
related? Okay.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna roll these.
Alright.
That's probably
Dude, this is so fucked, man.
Come on, man! Come on!
So 12.
Yep.
I
So
can't
That's
help
so
you now.
fucked.
Alright, you're gonna have to pick something.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Losing a body.
He's all by himself.
If I go out of action,
You know what you're doing,
God.
You didn't tell any of
like
us.
it wouldn't be like a character death, but there'd be a high price for that.
I could lose use of my data storage and interface.
Is that a piece of cyberware?
Yeah. I never use.
Not terrible.
Okay.
I think that's my best bet.
Because your harm was only 2?
Yeah.
Okay. It seems like they thought that Billy Joe's attack would be enough to subdue you, so they temporarily lower their guard.
Okay.
What do you do?
What
You
do
still
think
you
I
still
do?
have ammo left in the clip, so
I think I do.
all right, then you can give it another shot.
Now, what am I rolling here?
Oh no, man!
You've
These
touched it, so I don't.
those.
You've touched all this shit.
There you go.
There we go.
All
10.
Their heads splatter as you get the upper hand.
Yeah, it turned out okay.
Not really. I'm no closer to what I need.
No.
Yeah.
Then welcome into the club.
We're doing good.
We got,
I got-
more,
I
we got
mean,
more than me.
It's really just the club.
I'm gonna
me and him now.
kick these bodies out,
Okay.
and then I'll go on my cyber deck,
Okay.
and I'll go on Reddit,
Okay.
and I'm gonna find this.
Okay. It only takes a matter of time because you started your search
Yeah.
before you experience your dump shot.
Extensive search.
Yep. And yes, there is an abandoned, like this very large abandoned junkyard where Atomic Hank is king. It's about 6 miles north of your position. Most of the people there, like posting in the Reddit, seem crazy or mutants themselves, but
Most people on Reddit, I
yeah,
guess.
but one of the more lucid accounts say, you know, he is probably one of the more consistent dealers in the region, but it's advised that you go either with some extra muscle or willing to go along with the guy's craziness. So,
Okay.
I mean,
I'm going.
you have proof that you killed 2 of his buddies, so that he might respect that. He might react with hostility.
Who knows, yeah.
You could pretend that never happened. So
I
it's
mean, I got blood on me.
you do.
That makes me crazy enough.
Yeah, maybe your flesh isn't uncorrupted anymore.
Who knows?
Yeah. All right.
Who knows you're here?
You'll drive up there, or
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It's just after sundown when you make it. You see like garbage fires like lighting the area, and there's a bit of a checkpoint. You see there's like guys holding like just pipes for weapons and stuff like sitting on top of scrap. Although there's one guy like in the middle who has like some heavily modified shotgun or something, and he just kind of holds his hand up for you to stop. And he goes up to your window and he says, "Are you here for business?"
Business.
Yep. He's got like a large like bulb growing out of like his head.
That's okay.
Yep. He says, "What offering do you bring?" This fan.
I have much gold.
I'll give him a frag grenade.
Okay. He says, "Good, good. This is for me and the gatekeepers. Now you will need one gift for Atomic Hank."
Oh gosh. Give him 2 hand grenades.
Leaving you with one hand.
I'll give him some of the plastic explosive, I guess.
Very good, very good. He says, "Follow after me slowly," and he starts walking ahead of your vehicle.
Okay.
Okay. You weave through like a labyrinth of the scrapyard, suggesting that escaping from here would be difficult unless you were also guided back out. Atomic Hank is a very good setup here.
Yeah.
And then, yep, sure enough, in the center of the junkyard, there's this grand bivouacked tent full of mutants and
God damn it.
sitting on a rust throne. It's very like Borderlands.
Jesus.
You see this guy who looked to have been rather bored, so he kind of perks up when he sees that someone has come to visit, and he immediately goes to the guy who was escorting your van and looks at the plastic explosive that was brought. He like sniffs it, like puts his teeth into it very gently,
Nice.
and then hands it to like one of his little like halfling attendants there who like runs off, and he goes up to your vehicle and gets in the passenger side, And
Hank?
yes,
Okay.
yep. It seems he likes to talk in
that's fine.
in the yep. And he says, "You are not of this land."
No, I'm not.
He says, "Someone must have recommended you to me."
A man named Hamburger,
I have eaten of his burger.
as am I.
Well, then you are welcome here.
Thank you.
He says, "I assume you're looking to buy."
I am.
He beckons another little halfling, and he opens a briefcase and allows you to inspect it.
Okay.
It's probably like maybe 3 kilograms of enriched like uranium in the side.
Alright.
He says, "I prefer not to deal with credits, but I understand this is a reality of the world."
I'm afraid so. Is this all you have?
He says, "No, I can provide more. If you can pay."
I'll take as much as 100 grand will give me.
2 cases.
Okay then.
Okay. Another identical suitcase is brought. He allows you to inspect the contents. So it's like 4 rods that you have.
Okay.
He says, "The highest quality. The highest quality."
I believe you.
Alright. He says, "You are welcome to spend an evening under the tent, or you may leave now."
I'm afraid I have work to do.
Okay.
I may return though.
He,
Yeah. I like murder.
he sees your bloodied appearance.
Yeah.
Takes a moment to look around the environment of the van. Like there's like a few bullet holes like in like the windshield and stuff. So he says, "You have recently experienced death."
Yes.
He says, "None of my children."
Not that I know of.
Okay, you can do fast talk. I'll give you an added 1. So your life's on the line.
That is 8.
Okay. He nods and says, "Neil Hamburger. How is he?"
Still serving him up.
Good. He steps out of your vehicle, hits it like a horse or something, like it'll just go running off, and then the guy who escorted you begins to lead you out of the junkyard.
Alright.
Okay. Good side quest. Okay. Got 6 kilograms of enriched uranium.
Good.
What is
Yeah.
Uranium use. What are you doing?
Are you gonna take your own one of these reactors and power it?
I'm not telling you what I'm doing.
My God.
Studs,
Secret task by corporate.
Oh,
you
hey.
spend 11 hours in surveillance.
Yeah.
Just like you spent 11 hours just now before we came
Yeah,
back.
before you came back to
Right.
me.
Mm-hmm.
From first to last.
Okay. You have a special move.
Case of joint.
Yes. You've completed casing the joint, so you may make this move.
7.
Okay. You determine that the shift changes take place every 8 hours. It seems like they rotate 2 p.m., 10 p.m., 6 a.m., and then back to 2 p.m. again. So it's been about an hour since you noted the last group leaving. You were able to get a couple of license plates that you'd be able to forward to Thomas if desired.
Okay.
There is heavy security on the land-based entrance. You see armed guards. There's been drones patrolling the air. The water security seems lighter. There's patrol boats, but you see that they don't bother sending the drone routes over the lake as often, and it seems like an easier in. As far as if you were forced to take a land-based entrance, you ideally would want to try to approach from a higher vector if possible. So like paragliding down to it or getting on the roof somehow, because any sort of sneaking up on the land-based area would require probably like an EMP or something to knock out the surveillance, and that has its own issues that come with it. So
Okay.
there you. That is your what your move yields you. Doug, do you drive back to New Orleans that night?
Yep.
Okay, you're gonna just feel like hell by the time
Yeah.
you make it back,
That's
but Gug makes it back about the same time that, if I'm assuming you go back to your hotel when you conclude your surveillance. Okay, so you guys both make it back by about 11:30. Phil, we got to come back to you.
Sure.
You were following those guys.
Yes.
They went to a Cajun restaurant called the Boiler House.
Perfect.
Of the surrounding area, this is one place that still seems somewhat lively. You hear kind of jazzy, synthesized music coming from inside, and there's actually a small line waiting to get into the building. The two guys who you're following just nod to the person standing there, and they go inside.
What would be better?
It is, for you, it is about 5:30 p.m.
Okay. Well, I'll get in line.
Okay. Half an hour later, you make it to the front. You here for dinner? I've never seen you before. What's your name? Not too many new customers these days.
I'm John Small.
John Small. Are you a small man? I'm asking in
No.
game. Okay.
I'm average.
Okay.
Athletic build.
John Small. I'll remember that. Okay. Well, no causing trouble now.
Nope.
Get on in there.
Oh, God. What's it like inside?
Well, you see many full tables.
Mm-hmm.
Typical New Orleans crowd in there. Maybe a bit rougher than the exterior would appear. And by that I mean you see guns on tables, machetes on people's sides, that sort of thing. Some of them are using that to like cut up their crabs and stuff. So the atmosphere itself doesn't feel all that lethal. It says please seat yourself.
Do I see where those folks I followed went to?
What's your edge?
My edge is 0.
Okay. No, you'll need to assess.
Okay, here I go. Where the hell's the color?
Terrible.
You're garbage.
That's a 3, and I think
What the opposite of last session?
does assess use edge?
It does.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Okay.
I do have plus. Well, you have nothing.
Doesn't matter what you have.
I have plus intel from before, but
Alright. As you're kind of looking around, a guy like kind of takes gentle hold of one of your arms. And he says, "There's a nice blade there." And you see him looking at your folded blade. He says, "I recognize it. One of the fold-up variety, right?"
yes, it is. I'm very
He
proud
says,
of it.
"I'm Jax. What's your name?"
Small.
"Come with me, Small."
Biggies.
Okay.
Alright. He leads you to a back room.
You're dead.
I keep my ears open.
Okay. You see there's like a private dinner party going on back here. He says, "Dwayne, look at this guy coming in here. I'm Mark Blade." And he looks up from his boiled crab plate, tips up his aviators, and says, "This is a killer right here."
Well, I don't mean to brag.
You got that air about you.
You too.
He says, "Alright, so you just here for the boiler the crab? What kind of what were you calling it? Boiler crab?
Crab boil?
Crab
Yeah. You just here for the crab boil? Not too many folks coming to the neighborhoods anymore."
Well, that's part of why I'm here. I also heard that this town is a bit ripe.
Oh yeah, real heavy business environment right now with the way things are going.
I heard that a person by your name was someone to go to if I was in search of business.
All right, he squints at that and he says, "I'm gonna have to ask who told you that."
Where did we find out this information?
From your corporate handler.
You're gonna have to make somebody up, or tell the truth,
You fucked no.
or you'll have to figure out what you want to
Just
say.
give him your sword. So you can die.
He's stopped eating his crab boil. He have his full attention.
Well, I don't want to give up. I don't want to get him in trouble or anything, but happen to have an old friend in town. He sells hamburgers.
Selling out Neil.
Oh, you're fucked.
All right,
You can't just declare contact and then.
Hamburger Man dropping my name. Interesting.
Me and him go way back. I don't want him to get in trouble or anything. He's good for
All right, so you're here to do work.
Yes, I'm looking for opportunities, and I feel like maybe I might have some opportunities to give out as well.
Okay.
Says, all right, well, I mean, we're gonna be taking over the city the moment the lights go down, and you're gonna want to be on the right side of that. That's the only business we're here to discuss.
Well, then I think we're on the same page. I have it on rumor that what's it called? The Amazonia.
Yep.
Amazonia facility has some real good loot.
I'm sure they do. We'll be staying the hell away from there.
Well, why is that?
Not a chance in hell are we going anywhere near that place.
He says, look, there's plenty of places to hit apart from some, decked out high security corporate power plant.
All right.
I mean,
exactly what I said.
Well, you never know. You never know. Now, okay, I can see that. Now, what if I
You said there's aliens in there.
Yeah, you should just start like a Facebook event,
raid the power plant.
and somebody will show up.
Yeah.
they can't stop all of us?
Yeah.
No, right.
All you have to do is sort of lead the charge, and somebody will go with
Okay, okay.
5 people
What if,
will be
what-
with you.
What if I told you that that there might be a distraction around the time
He's
the power goes
supposed
out?
to be the distraction.
you. It's gonna go to some other gang.
You're gonna flip this situation on its head.
Distraction that would allow some safe entry. They
Safe.
can't. I mean, safer.
Can't get all of us.
If we have enough people, they can't get all of us.
What could be inside that would be worth lifting, huh? I mean, we've got a list of the places we want to hit. We're talking diamonds. We're talking high-end tablets. We're talking the good stuff. Yeah.
I'm talking. I'm
Radio
talking
Shack
about.
2077.
Yeah,
They
now,
still are clinging on.
now
They're a
listen.
blockbuster too.
Get this, my man. There's rumor of expensive and easily transported technology residing in that place.
Giving away everything.
This would be a great way to trap the leader of this dangerous gang, is to lure him here and say, "Hey, if you come here,
Yeah.
he doesn't like the smell of this. You can see him. He's mulling it over." He says,
Now, what if I got you some more information? Some more convincing information.
he says,
I feel like we can work together.
"So you don't have any specifics?"
Oh, I've got an idea, and I've got some friends who
Friends,
just old relatives.
like Hamburger.
No. Hamburger. Hamburger is really more of an old acquaintance. How about this? Will you at least think on it?
He says,
I'm not going anywhere. I'm in this town for Well,
days. I'm not going anywhere.
I'm
for
in it for the
5
good
days.
stuff, and if this,
It's like if I show up at Gen Con on Wednesday, I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna be here until Saturday. Oh man! All right.
you know, I'm in it for the good stuff. You know, if this doesn't work out, I mean, I'll just be here. You know, joining your crew if you let me.
Well, no, I mean
now he wants to join.
that's what you
I was
need to
looking for
understand.
Dwayne.
Yeah.
You're not here taking anything unless you're part of my crew. We find you on the street, you're gonna be on the wrong end of the power.
Okay, well that's the thing. If
Power.
when the power goes out, if I don't have anything to give you, anything about this, you know, this opportunity, then you can count me in.
He says, "Well, now that you've made yourself known,
You will
can
die.
deposit collateral on your way out
Pound of flesh.
because either you're leaving town
Full land.
before things get started, or you're joining up.
All
That's
right.
how this works. So you have to decide what deposit you want to make.
Pull out my second
Drop
ear.
a clip.
Drop a clip in his body. No.
You could try, but you've already taken harm, I think. Oh no,
Yeah.
you haven't taken harm.
No,
You
that
just
was
let's see,
trial.
yeah.
Drop trowel on him.
Only one.
Well,
man.
the only-
collateral.
The only valuable things I have are my weapons, my glasses, and my money. So
You should have brought more deposits with you.
I know. Here,
Gud was in a similar predicament earlier.
I'll drop a cred stick,
Drop
10K
knowledge.
on it.
Oh.
Slide it to him.
He says, "High roller. Well, I hope you come to your senses and join up before the power goes out."
Oh, when the power goes out, I think we'll all have a lot of sense.
Okay. So your style -1.
Always.
Okay. You still need to talk your way out of this room. You get a bonus because you've made the deposit. However, you've kind of whetted his appetite where you're willing to just put this 10K cred stick down in the middle of his
You got
club.
him wet.
So you're gonna act under pressure
He's
here,
very
and
wet.
you get a +2. So whatever your cool is
You gonna die?
Oh shit.
Oh my.
Okay, that's
there you go.
promising
You're
already.
good.
There we
Oh,
go. So
there you
that's
go,
13.
done.
too. Okay. All right. So you might actually get that cred stick back if you come back. So
Say, yeah.
he says you can have some dinner on the way out. I got you covered.
Yes.
Yep.
Challenge him to
Yes.
Challenge to a contest.
Eat off.
Whoever eats more crabs is the plan that they follow.
Yeah.
That's
Do
what I
it.
wanted to happen with this whole thing.
Just one man. Can me, one man, John Small, do such a thing?
No.
No.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
That's why
try.
I wanted it.
I can imagine. I can imagine the soldier doing something like that.
Did that meeting go as well as you'd hoped?
With no worse than I hope.
Okay.
That's good.
You got it. I mean,
I shot on crab and I
Yep.
messaged you all about some great crab I found.
all right.
Cool. You didn't tell us that there's a gain.
Oh,
and
yeah,
medians there that will,
Also, oh yeah,
will get us
also-
killed if we just
You
walk
know, that's a
in
good
there.
point. I actually also give some relevant information about
Let's just go get some crab.
Dwayne Quinn. You guys all,
Oh no!
you all
Suddenly
get
we have
killed?
to.
But
Yeah.
if we go there, we'll die.
No, I don't. That's not
Possibly.
guaranteed. I mean,
I
there's
mean-
always that risk. I mean, I could have died coming here.
I mean,
Just if we tell
this
him
whole
we don't
land
eat.
is pretty lawless right now. With
Yeah,
the
I mean,
Any
situation.
crab restaurant.
Yeah.
This man is a man of instinct. I think
Yep.
it's he's not a man of reason. So, but I tell you guys all that has transpired
I really don't understand why we care about this guy.
because it could
No.
serve as a
I thought-
distraction.
I thought the distraction was him looting everything else, and we just do the plan, execute the plan at the same time. He's doing
I haven't
that.
lost any time in the day.
That's what I got from this.
Yeah, maybe so. Like we have a date
Well,
to like plan for me. that's
Yeah,
all.
I mean, I wanted to make sure that I was.
we're flipping all the stones, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't lose anything. by
My
getting
problem
this
is
information.
they know that the power's going off on the 27th, and so they're gonna have like everything ready for transport.
Who knows?
The company.
Do they?
How do we know?
The company that runs
They
the power.
announced that they're turning off the power.
The company that's
Oh.
leaving would have to know that they themselves are leaving
Oh.
in order to leave.
So what are you saying?
Whereas now they're unsuspecting of any attack.
So you're saying we should do it before the 27th?
Yeah.
Well, it's a matter of what we find easy.
If we go in underwater, we want to go before the 27th.
Sure. Well, we're definitely going underwater now. We have the
Yeah,
submarine.
exactly. So
Um,
So
I wish it
Bill's
was like
joining
a-
Dwayne's gang.
Yes, we're gonna have to fight him to get to the reactors.
Yeah, he's the final boss.
You because you got your back scratched.
Yeah.
You get your back scratched a bit there.
Back scratcher.
Goog.
Who?
What?
What do you
Yes, it-
got going?
You got your back scratched. a
He
little
just
bit, I
drove.
see.
He just drove back from an unknown road trip.
Yeah, I do look.
Someone
a
know
He
the
looks.
shady
He looks
shit.
rough.
You got his back scratched.
Yeah.
He did get his back scratched.
Alright, you got.
There's probably like dried blood just caked into his jacket back
Yeah.
there.
Alright, it's time to pay a worker a visit.
Alright, so
Do
I
we
have,
still want
You don't
insider?
know who.
Do we still
I have
want
license
insider?
plate numbers that we
Yeah.
could probably
Track.
track. Yeah. You
We,
could
uh,
you could do some things, right?
Yeah.
Hold on. What's the goal here?
So I can tell you right now, based
Yeah,
on
just-
what I saw.
You go to work as him.
Yeah.
Is that what we want?
Nice.
Well,
That
then we
would-
could,
I could-
like have knowledge of the interior.
Then you could get in and hack something when you're in there.
Yeah.
Crack it and hack it.
I could also go in a separate way.
Right and reach.
And bring us
And, like
all.
infiltrate.
You could bring us.
Bango blood.
Could help.
You
Attack the
believe
facility
that
from
you
4
are
different angles.
capable of infiltrating that
All
facility.
angles.
With some scuba gear.
Because I sent you to get that guy's phone, and it didn't go well.
What if you had a uniform?
no, we
and
got the phone.
That's not what he's talking about.
We got the phone.
Wait, whose phone?
Yeah, but when you went in with your gimp suit, you just walked in the front lobby.
What was
and
that
stuff.
for? What's his name in Egypt?
First mission.
Yeah.
That was
First
Yusuf
mission.
Ghazi.
Ghazi.
You were trying to get his comm, and it just didn't go quite as.
Damn it, Benghazi.
He wasn't a disaster. He just disengaged.
If you
but
think
he
you're
did not get
confident, it's your life. It's your funeral.
I know that I can get in there.
There you go.
Knows.
Okay, well,
Well, then let's. What else are we doing all this other stuff for?
or
What other stuff?
All we need is the scuba.
Submarines. What's all
Yeah.
this for? Oh, I'll give you the scuba gear if that's what you want.
Yeah, I need
Gotta
a
get
scuba gear to get in.
Different angles. Gotta have all the possibilities.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
possibilities. Like, so do we want the worker? I just want to use this fishing wire.
It's not just about getting in; it's also getting out with a miniature nuclear reactor.
And keeping them
Put it in
stable.
submarine.
Oh yeah, stuff in the submarine.
Right,
Go
so-
downstream.
Right. So
So that's what it's for. The submarine's the getaway for the reactor. The
It
rest
has
of
to
you
be
guys
like one
are-
guy
You
and
put
one
one
reactor.
guy with the 4 reactors in the water should keep
How big
it
are the
cool
reactors
enough,
again?
right?
the size of a car engine.
I think maybe you can get one reactor in
How
there.
many do we
but
need?
Yeah.
I don't know.
2 uncomfortably.
Well, one is the bare bones of succeeding a mission.
Actually,
it sounded
no.
like.
We could get at
Seeing the
least two.
mission is going nuclear. That's the bare bones.
That's the ultimate success.
No, that's the ultimate success.
Well,
Oh, I
Did
guess
you say
you're right, though,
alternate
yeah.
or ultimate?
Ultimate.
Both. Really, both, I guess,
Yeah.
would be great.
I think we could fit 2 to 3 in the submarine.
There's
No,
way.
no.
Unless it's
a two-
remoted. It's
yeah.
a 2-person
a
submarine.
two-
Yeah, so
versus
if you have
submarine.
one person driving and you have one person out, so if you replace a person with reactors,
No, it's
Yeah, but
the
that's
size of
2.
a
It's
car engine.
yeah.
A car engine.
Now,
You can't have
who's-
4 car engines and be a person.
Who's
That's like
volunteering to sit next to the nuclear reactor?
Matt Damon, Martian, full
Yeah.
on right here.
you know what you could do.
Fuck no.
I bought it. I'll drive it.
I
There you go. Look at
All
that.
right.
I bet you could trail them behind the submarine.
Just wrap your body in tinfoil.
I would
I
say
think,
actually-
I think it works
the crane.
best if we
The crane
flood
maybe.
Yeah.
the lower part
Or
of
like
the
you just
facility.
have like. I think you could trail it.
do we
behind.
need to? We don't need to execute the plan right away. We can get more intel. Get
What else do we
closer.
need to know?
Get inside.
Oh yeah, we can get inside at least.
If we can, if we
Yeah,
can
I'm
get
fine with
uniform,
that.
if we can get uniforms and get inside, we can get a better
I
idea.
don't know if all of us are gonna get uniforms to get
I think
inside.
we're gonna get one uniform.
No, I ideally don't. I shouldn't need a uniform. I'll be undetected the whole time.
So we'll go
If,
in the front
then
door
why
and the
doesn't he
back door.
just go in and get us some info?
'Cause I got this fishing wire.
Gotta use
it
this
wasn't
What
for
it
nothing.
goes down.
because we should have a backup.
There's a brief.
Because if I somehow, against all odds, fail,
Yeah.
we have a backup.
No, we could wait. He could go first, I guess.
Yeah,
Whatever.
piecemeal.
Might
You
as
know,
well.
We have,
Take
we
it.
have a few days.
Got all our steps we can take.
We steal someone's identity and go in as a normal worker, get intel, and then
I mean, that has its own
I'll
problems.
sneak through air vents and whatnot.
That's not like foolproof.
No,
It's the
nothing
magic of a
is.
mission is you have unlimited options available.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll relay the the license plates that I've received
I have explosives.
to the group.
Is that how we're gonna breach the
That's what I
underwater
was planning, yeah. Just some dead core. And if we flood the facility, the lower portion where the reactors are, that makes it a lot easier to move.
All the workers will be like, oh no, I'm drowning. And then we can just scoop in.
Yeah.
They'll be like,
Yeah.
and see the submarine just going by, like, no.
Has like a go-go gadget claw that just like grabs them all and just like
I
pulls
got
them
that
out.
crane. We need a net. That's what we need. We just need a net.
A big old net to carry these balls in.
Now just scoop them out of there.
So they can just like bump each other and like
Oh, a little bumping won't trigger a
won't trigger a
Yeah.
nuclear
No,
reactor.
I
that's
think we
fine.
want to be a
We'll
little
tighten it
safe.
up.
We'll have some
Someone
some
like,
bubble wrap.
put them in their own net. You want each one to have its own net.
Trailing behind each other in like a train of
Should we
nets.
have? We should
Bubble
have
wrap.
someone. Why don't we have someone figure
Containers.
out?
Let's
a
get
yeah,
containers.
container.
Then we'll put those in the net. We put them in the containers, then we put the containers
And
in
then
the
we
net.
drag it with the
I'm
sub.
talking about transporting a lot.
How much? We're driving 5 car engines.
And then I mean
Is that
like
a lot?
it doesn't matter that it's a lot.
You
know,
don't
you
know
just
that
gotta
the
make
weight
progress.
is the same as a car
Do you
engine.
think they weigh more or less?
He
It's
said
a nuclear reactor.
He said approximately a car engine in size.
In size.
Yeah,
What if
probably
You-
denser than a car
Yeah.
It's got
engine.
a
Yeah.
submarine.
what if we find out how much they
That
do
will
weigh
never come from
and find
come
some
above
buoyancy we
surface
can
of car.
attach to them,
A dense ass car engine. Man.
and then make them water
I
floatiness.
think it's going to take longer than we want it to.
We just gotta wrap them up and drag them behind.
I think.
Let's just.
I think
wanna
we
settle
have-
for like 1 or 2.
Yeah, 1 or 2.
I think we
shots.
have
I
a
think
bunch.
we hope for one.
Settle for 1.
No, not so. Hope for one, and then we'll see.
So what's
But
if
we've
we
got to
just
plan
if we
for
just want
possibility.
1, we can just have a raw net
Well, how about this?
and just scoop it up.
We can.
Yeah.
We only need.
put one
we
in the
only need
passenger
one
seat.
person trying to infiltrate right now.
right now.
Why don't other people
This guy.
try to find the best way to transport
Nuclear
these?
reactors, yeah. Google that.
Google that.
Well,
How are they
these are
planning
these
on doing
are futuristic ones. Like it won't be verbatim if
Oh,
you
okay.
actually Google search them now, because these ones are like much more portable for
Let's
Yeah.
just
for
put
one.
one in the passenger seat.
I mean,
One in.
You have the information for keeping them stable in your briefing.
Oh.
Yeah, they have to be cool.
Let me review the briefing.
They need to be submerged in just
Like-
specific water temperature, and that's all you need to do.
Oh, and we're underwater.
Yeah, but you can't assume the temperature of the lake and
They need to
ocean
be.
are
They need to be near freezing.
pretty cold. Yeah.
So
Well, just fucking turn them off.
Do that.
don't think that necessarily is going to keep everything stable. I think temperature.
That's how it works. You stop the nuclear reactions from occurring.
So we've got to keep it cold.
Why do we have to transport it hot? Like while it's running. Why do we have to do that?
How do you turn it off? It's always going. It's a reactor.
That's not how it works.
How does it work?
Where none of us are nuclear engineers.
How does it work?
None of us know how it works
I thought
exactly.
you can't turn it off.
Yeah. Let's make that assumption with this type of reactor.
It can't be turned off.
So you gotta keep it cool in the water.
Well, maybe it can with
Some
highly
futuristic-
specialized knowledge. It's just it's always running. Yep.
We just gotta get it to where it needs to be.
The reactions always happen.
We need a freezer.
Yeah, we need a
Or
portable
cooler.
Or just keep it in the water.
No, that's not
No,
cold
that's
enough.
you don't. It's August. Like the water's going to be above
Yep.
what I think it was 50 degrees is.
Oh
like,
yeah,
the
yeah. It'll
absolute
probably be in
max.
the yeah.
That's pretty cool compared to the air.
That's the like it can't be above like 49 degrees or something. Like
39 degrees.
39
Yeah.
degrees.
Let's
So
put a temperature in the. Let's put a thermometer in the water.
So you know when they'll start melting down. Like, oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
way
Yep,
too
they're
warm.
definitely breaching.
Okay, well, we don't know how long it takes for them to become unstable.
Right.
So we don't need to
But we don't wanna
necessarily
find out.
bring the cooler into the facility.
No, you have it
It
waiting
could just be
outside
like
the
waiting,
truck.
yeah.
Okay.
It could be waiting
It's a
outside.
compromise.
So
Well,
we
when
get a
you're
cooler.
Sitting with it in the passenger seat.
again, I don't think you'll be able to carry any more than one.
I think we're getting one.
One in the net.
Man, imagine how heavy it's got to be too.
One of the
Yeah, I
passengers.
know. That's why we're doing the thing underwater, because buoyancy will help us.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
because
you
like
just
if we
one net.
like lifting a car.
What if I
engine,
get
you
in
can't pick
contact
it,
with
but
my
it's heavy.
escape guy and
What
see
about
if
your
he
old
can?
buddy, the nuclear scientist?
I don't have a nuclear
The
scientist.
inside man, he's at the top.
And see if he can bring like a cargo plane.
Actually, this is a good idea.
You mean like a
Should
seaplane?
declare-
No, like an actual cargo plane that could
Where
carry
would
all
we
the-
put it?
He cargo copter. Like a cargo bomb.
copter.
Yo,
cargo bomb
copter.
that can just like get
Capable-
lowered
Capable
down.
of straight vertical liftoff.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
Get a shipping
this way,
container.
Yeah.
A shipping
well, I
container.
mean, you have a helicopter with
Attach
like a rope and you
Yep,
attach.
yep.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
take this submarine to helicopter. That's how we're
Yeah.
gonna get out of here.
Okay.
It's a private jet.
But what about
Private
Follow
jet.
up that man.
Tow it with the
the
private
thing
jet.
with this the underwater stuff was we went under the boat,
Then what?
so we didn't have to deal with the boats.
Yeah, but
We'll
once
go
we
that
got
far, Once we
it,
get past, I mean,
we
at
just
some
go
point
up.
we're gonna surface, right?
But there's guys in the boats with guns.
And at
Yeah.
some point we're gonna surface.
They're gonna shoot at the helicopter.
so why
No,
don't
it's
I
gotta be
start?
driving down
past
street.
it.
How about
We take the.
here? How about this? We
You
get
might
in-
want to write down the
we
plan.
don't
Yep.
know how long
Step
until
by
it
step.
becomes unstable.
So we get in. We're full communication during this mission. We have half of us infiltrate. The other two, once we get the reactors in possession or a reactor in possession, we just start picking people off, so that we clear the sea,
Okay.
and then
You're gonna clear
cargo
the boat.
bomb it up.
The whole freezer.
Can't we just go so far that the boats are no longer in sight?
Yeah, like can we just grab it, tow it
You don't
underwater?
want to spend too much time
Yeah, I would.
without it in the freezer. And I don't think we want to put it in the freezer underwater, because that seems. How would that work?
I don't know.
When
Probably.
you open the freezer,
Put it in.
fills
Does
with
it
water,
work?
and
You gotta-
then
You got a big
Does that
freezer.
work?
You got a big freezer box.
Does it work? Can you
I
do
don't-
that
If
underwater?
it's submerged, just freeze
I
your
mean, the
box
door
and
might
put
be
it under
difficult
the
I
to
guess the
open.
freezer's
Be
not-
filled with warm water.
You need electricity for the freezer to actually be cold.
Here.
Well,
Well,
luckily,
I don't know how
luckily
this
we
is
have a
working.
reactor that has
You know what?
wireless
I should just
electricity.
call up my old army buddy who worked in the science
Your old
sector.
freezer buddy.
Oh,
Make
yeah,
sure
declaring
like
it
the
myself.
And he was
Yeah,
yeah.
refrigerate.
Used to
Mr. Freeze.
He made all the freezers. His name is Schmarl Schwarzenegger.
There you go.
You're declaring contact officially.
Yeah, let me think of a better name.
Okay.
But I mean, like
Schmarl.
let's just say,
That wasn't good.
So he's a refrigerant expert.
no, I don't think so.
Okay.
It was just more of like I'm thinking this is a nuclear guy.
Military science.
Maybe he worked on a
Military
nuclear
scientist,
submarine.
like he worked on
Military science. That's cool.
just like to I want to try to learn about
Ask him
how
if
to
you can
handle
turn it
nuclear
off.
reactors.
Ask him if you can turn it off.
He worked on some nuclear project.
Yeah.
While you're declaring that contact, I'm gonna see.
Alright, I'm gonna call him Harry Tubman.
Harry Tubman. I like that. It's like Harriet Tubman, but also Harry Tipper from Time Splitters, who was involved with nukes.
Yeah, that's what he was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah.
Military science man.
Okay. I'm gonna assume he's back in the New British Empire somewhere.
Yeah.
It would be highly unreasonable for him to be in the city right now.
It'd be like 4 a.m. there now.
Yeah.
Well, I'll wait.
Daybreak?
Yeah.
Okay. He has been declared.
I'll give him a call.
Okay. Do you want to jump to the next day?
I'm done.
Yep.
Okay. And we'll just start with you, Thomas.
Alright.
It's a reasonable hour, you think, to contact him?
What do I think is reasonable hour?
No, it is a reasonable
Okay.
hour. Like, it's reached that point.
Okay.
You guys are starting to get a bit hungry. Phil the least so, because he had the big dinner. And you don't see too much in the way of food at the hotel.
Got this granola bar.
You do. You can consume
Yeah.
your granola bar.
Let's
if you wish.
eat one of those. and then make this call.
Okay.
And I'll say, I've got something to ask you about. I've got a job that might have me in contact with a nuclear reactor. I was just wondering if you.
Good
You
lord, when's the last time we've spoken?
Not just fucking
Nuclear reactor. No,
He's like, yeah, no, I know. It's nuclear.
it's been a
No,
while.
man,
It's been a while.
I think you still owe me.
I owe you.
Yeah.
Did you roll poorly?
I thought you owe me.
No, I mean, typically when you declare a contact, there's strings attached. That's part of what Phil's move is. And if it's a higher profile contact, I'm going to invoke that more. A lot of time I'll just ignore that. So
Okay.
he says, now, do you have an idea for what it was? Otherwise I was going to create something, but
Something you owe him?
you were about to go into flashback mode, and I like to encourage
Oh, I was
players
gonna
to-
say flashback to say I didn't say I thought you owe me.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I'll allow
Okay.
you to take that back.
Because if I actually did owe him,
Yeah.
then I wouldn't say that.
No, he says, nuclear reactor, huh?
Yeah, I know you used to work on those, so
Yeah,
it's
I mean, I still kind of do.
perfect. even better, so you're up to date.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if you had any tips for me as far as like how to handle them,
Handle them. I
How do
mean,
you turn
like
them on?
transporting them, like safely.
he says,
Can
I
I
mean,
just sit next to it?
the only kind of company that has portable reactors, I mean, without disassembling half the plant, I mean, you must be trying to rip off Amazonia or something. Am I right?
Oh my god.
You didn't hear that from me.
He says, well, I'll be the judge of that, but
Oh my buddy.
Best friend. Back in
He's gonna
war
call
times.
up this nuclear plant.
you
Let him
have an
know.
imminent attack. Decommission them. Get them out of there now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Move up the
Towers.
deadline.
No,
The
no,
clock is advanced.
He says, all right, well, no, I think I can advise you, but the next time you're in London, I'm going to need a favor. Fast.
What kind of favor?
Thomas, you're not a hunter.
He's a soldier.
He's a soldier, yeah. He says, I'm just going to need you to use your professional skills one night. Shouldn't be anything too difficult. But you're leaning on my expertise, and I'm going to need you to reciprocate.
Fair enough.
All right. So, is this he like goes on using technical terms, but then eventually gets to the point where he says, "Now these are the models that you just keep contained in cold water and they remain stable, right?
That's right here. They're
Okay.
kept cold.
Now, what do you want to know about them?"
I guess how can they be transported? How long could they be not cold?
He says, "Well, if they're the ones I'm thinking of, they'll come already basically in sealed containers that will have an access panel on the outside, so they'll always be in some sort of submersion unless there's been a container breach. I don't know if they're going to have handles on them for you, but if they're preparing them for transport, they might not be too difficult to move.
So they'd already be in a container, you think?
I would think so, especially if you think that it's the company's intention to move these soon. So, I mean, yeah, just make sure they don't get exposed to too much trauma, and they should take care of themselves. Now, you will want to make sure that the refrigerant and the coolant in the liquid is working properly, because it's a delicate business. I mean, if it leaves the temperature range, you're looking at probably about 4 minutes before you have irreversible meltdown going to occur in that thing.
Okay.
But within that window, if you get it back within the temperature range, it should stay okay.
Now, if they are kept cold, is there any risk in being next to them?
He says, "Oh yeah, there'll certainly be some near proximity radiation. I'd wear a suit." Yeah, that's gonna go right through that container. I mean, it keeps the reactor stable, but it's not a guarantee for other hazards.
Okay. You said to make sure the refrigerant's working. How would I do that?
I mean, there'll be a temperature reading on the outside of the container, so just keep an eye on it. But I mean, if you're smashing and grabbing these things, I mean, any sort of stress or damage could affect its operation. But knowing Amazonia, I'm sure they have these things recently maintenanced and serviced, that they should be in good order if you have a way to acquire these.
Of course. Well, that's good hypothetical knowledge.
Oh yes, of course. I'm only providing this in an academic sense. If you were to move it, yeah.
I'm just trying to learn stuff.
He says it's a good trait to have.
Well, thanks. Your lifesaver.
Right. He says now if you need a quick fix, he sends you like this long technical thing. It's basically just a formula for making a chemical that you can basically just use as a band-aid, he says, in case your water temperature gets too high. He says that'll keep it cold without freezing it for quite a while. He says with a basic knowledge of chemistry and the materials, should only cost you about 500 to 1,000 credits to manufacture. I don't know if you have a lab on hand.
Might be able to get one.
Okay, well, I've got the instructions for you there, so that's the extent of what I can offer you.
Excellent. Well, that should be enough. I'll see you back in London.
Yes, let me know when you arrive.
What did you learn?
We want to wear suits?
Yeah.
Hazmat or something? Or
Yeah,
radioactive?
Yeah, just some airtight.
You wanted to
He
sit
thinks-
next to it in a scuba suit.
He thinks he thinks they're going to be already contained in something that cools it,
Okay.
and we got a formula for something to cool it down more if it needs to be.
Basically, yeah, if you need to open the container, he says you just put this in the liquid. If the refrigerant unit fails, it'll keep it cold for maybe about half an hour until you get it back into a controlled environment.
Okay.
So we go back to the net.
That's all good.
You need a lot
We
of
just
coolant.
put them in a net
Why do we need a net?
to carry them.
To pull it to
Yeah, that's going
They're
to
heavy.
agitate.
They're heavy objects. Yeah.
To pull it with the submarine.
But isn't that
It's
going to
underwater though.
Some can't pull 4 fucking miniature nukes.
why not?
How heavy do you think these are?
Better than we can.
Heavier
a
than a
2-man
car.
sub does not have that much horsepower.
Well, you don't need a lot of horsepower. You just need
gotta
to
be
Dude!
It's
you
got a
just need to
crane
start
on
moving and then you're moving.
That's not
It's like space.
how it works.
I mean, it'll go slow, but it'll go slower than not moving at all.
They're like 4 fucking anchors.
How are we gonna? How
Those
is
are 4 anchors.
put some
How are we gonna
flotation
move
on
them
them?
then?
Keep
What do
them.
you
I think you can do 1.
What?
Okay, so if we're just doing one, we're doing one.
Okay,
We can try 2 and if it doesn't work, you take 1 out.
fine.
Yeah,
Let's get the suits then.
So if we get 2, we can pocket 1. That's pretty valuable.
Yeah, or turn it in. I mean, they're paying us extra.
They did say that pay will increase exponentially
Yeah.
for each additional.
That's rare.
And it's harder
It is
to
rare.
sell it ourselves. Where are we getting hazmat suits?
Could we attach like an inflatable like thing to it where we
Yeah.
just pull it?
Yeah,
and
you
it-
know, you
and
won't
then it
need
goes
to
to
be
the
in a
surface?
scuba suit if you're driving the submarine. As long as your submarine stays intact, you'll be fine.
That's true. You have 1 driver with a radioactive suit,
Yep.
and passenger is a reactor.
What I'm saying is, if we can attach some like flotation device to it, where you
Flotation aid.
just pull it and it just
Or-
puffs up, floats to the surface.
What if you have a big speedboat that can tug the submarine too?
Well, that's
Tug the
fine.
submarine. You
Yeah,
just
have a
get
boat waiting
nice-
on the riverside and then
So
meet up.
with a lot of, I mean, how are you gonna pull something so heavy if it's even that heavy? I forgot to ask how much these things weigh.
with engines.
I mean, if they're the size of a car engine, they're
Can't be
probably
that
going
heavy.
they're probably going to weigh more than a car engine though,
For being a nuclear device.
which is probably over the weight of 2 average-sized human beings
Yeah.
for one of them.
That sub's gonna
Submarine's
fall.
pretty heavy.
Yeah. But I mean, a submarine. I'm guessing this submarine was built to be exactly like the same buoyancy as water. You know, with 2 people in it.
Yeah.
So like having something way
It's an
heavier than a
anchor.
person.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's
Probably
probably
make
you
it
could probably turn 1.
Probably need to.
But I'm
drag
saying
it
we
past
might be
the
able to
flotation.
get something to attach to the containers that will allow them to float to the surface.
And then we don't.
And
have
if
to
But
we-
we're gonna be. I mean, we still have to move it out of the facility.
maybe not float all the way to the
Yeah.
surface, but float
So-
just like float like not hit the bottom of the river.
And we don't know what's going to happen in the facility until then. So
Is there,
if I think we should assume that we can get 4.
are there any suits
And then
that give you
Plan to get 4 outside of the facility, and if we once we get inside, we realize that we can only get 1, we get 1.
we need
It's
a
no
lot
big
more
deal.
submarines?
We got a plan for success.
Yeah, if we had a lot more submarines or a bigger one.
If we each had a submarine,
I mean,
you guys are
I
wasting
was
the
landing
extra-
on-
Again,
guys
we,
selling
if
multiple
we don't
submarines?
even necessarily need the submarine. If we
Yeah, we
just
don't.
if we just get something to pull them, if we have a submarine that pulls 1 at a time, we pop a flotation device that floats them to the top. We take a cargo bomb that attaches to them and pull them all out at the
That
exact
means
same
like you're
time.
gonna be able to get an aircraft like right next to the building.
Well, or you could
Do you
take
think
a
a little
distance
tiny
from-
ass drone's going to stop it? That's the only.
Tiny.
That's the
You're
only
picking
thing.
up this thing that's so heavy.
drone-
a submarine can't hold
He's
it.
talking about the drone
The
patrols.
drone patrol's the only thing that I've seen.
They're not manned.
As far as I saw, they were just controls.
Surveillance
Yeah.
type drones, yeah.
So, but if they see something, then they'll probably bring in more.
That's why we need somebody on the surface picking things off.
We don't want to be protected at all, ideally.
Once we're escaping, that's fine.
You guys will have.
Especially if we're going to be blowing in with C4 and flooding the shit. Like,
They're gonna know we're here.
You guys have a whole nother week to think about how you want to plan this. You've got a lot of information. You just have to figure out what route you're going to take. So, but yeah, clearly we don't have enough time to because
We'll be discussing this all.
it's like we could probably barely get started, and then it's like cut it out. But I think it's cleaner if it's just like you guys will know exactly what you want to do, and you'll be ready to just execute the plan starting next week. So, but I'm glad I've given you a worthy puzzle here to think.
When the mission statement said this is going to take a lot of legwork.
Yep.
It's like, okay.
Yep. But hey, you guys get your own private jet if you pull this mission off.
Yeah,
So.
and if we don't, too.
Never need to
Oh, no. Oh, no,
Or
you're
if you
not.
just kill his contact and say, "There's our plane now." Got our price.
Zero Luyan.
Yep.
Perfect plane heist.
All right.
Never saw it coming.
Plan B.
I mean, we stole a plane before and sold it.
Screw off
That's
all
true.
our contacts
So
one
we've
by one.
already done that.
Phil hacked the pilots to death in the desert with his sword.
scratch
They didn't